The Sports Animal.
This is Andrew Perloff with a Sports Minute. While the Chiefs' potential three-peat is the story of the Super Bowl, the Eagles don't seem interested in being part of history. They've emanated a quiet confidence this week in New Orleans. You get the feeling that they believe they have the better team. Then again, other teams have felt that way going against the Chiefs, and it hasn't worked out. Philly has a lot of talent. Now it's time to avoid the trap most teams fall into when they play Kansas City. I'm Andrew Perloff.
Hey, Dad. Mom wants pizza for dinner. You want to run out?
Sure. I need to get gas anyways. Give me a minute.
Cool. Hey, what's that bottle?
It's stable. You've just add it to the fuel tank, and it keeps these engines healthy. When you start driving, I'll put some in your car, too.
Which one do I get?
How much money you got?
At every fill-up, or when you store, start with Stable.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Fires the ball down the middle. Jason Swain!
It's time to kick off 3 hours of fair and honest discussions that go beyond the headlines of today's sports news.
And for a Tennessee touchdown!
From the Budweiser studios of 99.1 The Sports Animal, here are a couple of guys with over 30 years of combined knowledge of Tennessee sports. Here's Josh and Swain.
Good Friday afternoon. Welcome in to Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us today. We are very excited to be with you for the next 3 hours. We have a big show coming up over the next 3 hours. A lot to discuss. Jason Swain, VFL, former Tennessee wide receiver. Super Bowl weekend is here. Tennessee basketball with a big road game coming up at Oklahoma tomorrow. Lady Vols basketball with a huge win last night over UConn. And we will follow the sports action over the next 3 hours. Any news breaks, we will get it to you and invite you to join us along the way. Call or text at 865-656-9900 to be a part of today's show. Swain, good afternoon. How are you?
Good, man. Good to be here. Hope you are well. That was fun last night, except for the tornado warnings and the storms.
Well, you always want to make things interesting. There are different ways to do that, of course.
Yeah, for sure. What a game last night for the Lady Vols. We talked about this matchup yesterday during the show. Tennessee has been knocking on the door for a couple of games now, and they've come up short a couple of games, but they've played hard. They've came short of a few plays here and there. At one point, lost to Oklahoma, 2-point loss to LSU, 1-point loss to Vanderbilt, and then being able to fight back versus South Carolina at home. And those were lessons that they learned that I think helped them in last night's win and their ability to close the game. And UConn made a run. Paige Beckers hit a three to tie it up, but Tennessee responded. And that's the lessons I think that they learned from some of the 1-point losses, 2-point losses early in the season versus SEC teams. So, man, happy for the ladies. Happy for the coaching staff. We have seen our fair share of big games, whether it's men's basketball or baseball, football in the last couple of years. It's really cool to see our players celebrate with the fans after big wins.
That was cool. That was a big-time fourth quarter.
Absolutely.
There was some bucket trading there down the stretch, and the Lady Vols made a couple more. One more three that made the difference. In the fourth quarter, the Lady Vols were 8 of 13 from the field. They hit shots, made plays at the end.
Yeah, executed in the crunch time moments. And, Kim Caldwell said it, I think, in the postgame. Tennessee wanted it more. Tennessee absolutely wanted it more, and they took it.
Man, the fan base loved that. That's a week with 2 top 5 wins. Tennessee beat top 5 Florida at home this past weekend and top 5 UConn last night.
Absolutely, man. Atmosphere was great watching it on TV last night. I'm kind of kicking myself because I could have went to the game, but it was awesome to see the game from my viewpoint on TV and get a chance to see the celebration, see big moments, see big performances, and this team is kind of built on transfers in the first year and girls that been part of this program in their first year, and they get a chance to kind of see what makes this place special when you beat a rival such as UConn.
So Tennessee beats UConn last night 80-76. We will talk to Alexis Hornbuckle 1 hour from now. She was at the game last night. Holly Rowe had a note during the game, during the broadcast on television, that Kim brought Alexis Hornbuckle in to talk to the team. She was a part of those big-time matchups in the 2000s when they're two of the top programs in the top two programs in the country, winning big games, competing for national championships. Perhaps her message helped make a difference last night as well. So we'll talk to Alexis coming up 1 hour from now. We are going to talk to Richard Hendricks from the SEC Network at 1:30 ahead of another big weekend of SEC basketball with Tennessee playing at Oklahoma. Richard has seen Tennessee in person this season, so we will talk to him at 1:30. We'll get ready for the Super Bowl as well. We're going to have some fun this afternoon between now and 3 o'clock.
It's Friday.
Might as well act like it.
Might as well, man. Best day of the week. Big time sports weekend coming up for the men's and the women's. They turn around after an emotional win against UConn, turn around, go on the road and play LSU. You beat a top 5 team, and here's your reward. You got to play a top 10 team, and they're number 6 in LSU.
Well, why not do it back-to-back?
Why not? Why not get revenge?
Go consecutive in top 5 victories.
Why not?
2's better than 1. That is a big turnaround back into SEC play, though.
Heck yeah, man. But that's this league. That's women's college basketball now. There's more parity. There's more teams that are really, really good. And so before, I guess you could celebrate a win versus UConn and not have to worry about playing another team that's just as good, if not better than UConn, for a couple weeks. Nope, not now. You got to play a team just like UConn in a couple of hours.
Just go win.
Just go win. Sounds pretty simple, don't
it? That'll be Tennessee's goal. 865-656-9900. It's also, and I'll explain the reason why, but today is the day that I'm sure you're happy to hop on board and celebrate it, is National Wear Red Day, Jason Swain.
Yeah, I won't be participating in that one.
I'm sure you'll support the reason behind the cause. I just learned this earlier today, so I showed up to work not realizing. I don't know that I would have celebrated in front of you. For those who don't know, red is not Swain's favorite color. Is that an accurate description?
Correct.
But it is National Wear Red Day as an annual campaign to raise awareness about heart disease in women. So that is why it is National Wear Red Day.
You're making me sound terrible.
Well, I learned that from the folks down the hallway at WIVK Day today, and I didn't even catch it. They said that it's about heart disease in women. I just thought it was about heart disease. But I was like, well, I don't know that Swain's going to be celebrating today. He'll probably just rock the orange, and that's a cousin to the color red. But Richard Hendricks, he is a former Alabama basketball player today, so you'll have to play somewhat nice with the Crimson Tide, at least for about 10 minutes today.
They're really great players from my hometown, the area where I grew up, and they went to Alabama to play football, play basketball. Richard Hendricks is one of those guys, and I'm proud of what he has done during his career, and I'm proud of what he's doing now. After his playing career as an analyst, he does a really good job, and he did a really good job calling Tennessee game not too long ago.
You couldn't get him to Tennessee, by the way. What happened there? You were a really good recruiter. He looked up to you.
I wasn't asked to recruit anybody in basketball.
Oh.
I was only asked to recruit people in football. So I got the assignment, understood the assignment, and most times executed the assignment. But I wasn't asked to recruit anybody in basketball. What did
he tell us last time he came on? You were the first, was it 7th grader, 8th grader that he ever saw dunk with 2 hands, dunk a basketball with 2 hands?
Something like that.
He looked up to you. If Tennessee knew they could have gotten Richard Hendricks to Knoxville probably if Swain had led the recruitment.
Yeah, I would have gave my all, that's for sure. I put the full court press on them right down the road. But we got a big man from Alabama. Since we missed out on Richard Hendricks, we decided to go down the street from Tuscaloosa and get big man from Hoover. So we got a big man coming from Alabama, make him a VFL.
There you go. So the work is paid off here. We'll continue the conversation today and invite you to be a part of it. We'll talk about the Lady Vols win last night, Tennessee's game at Oklahoma coming up tomorrow. It's a team that's 3-6 in the SEC, but in the last week they've beaten Vanderbilt by 30 points. You go on the road in the SEC, expect a big-time game. Rick Barnes has made that clear to his team as they get ready for the trip. So we'll talk Tennessee basketball heading into the weekend. We'll talk about the Super Bowl, the Chiefs and the Eagles. The Chiefs go for a three-peat. 865-656-9900 to tell us what you think. You can call or text in to be a part of the show as we continue this Friday afternoon on Josh and Swain.
The Sports Animal, always free on the air and on the stream. Always 99.1 The Sports Animal.
They say that good fences make good neighbors. And when it comes to your privacy, Loudoun County Fence is the fencing company East Tennesseans have trusted for over 50 years. Your fence should be durable and stylish. Visit their website at lcfence.com and view all of their great options, from wood privacy to ornamental aluminum fencing. Loudoun County Fence is a family-owned and operated company with over 50 years of experience installing quality fencing in and around Knoxville. They're fully licensed and insured, and their workmanship is guaranteed. For your free estimate, visit lcfence.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at text.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Consult a doctor prior to use.
You look amazing. What have you been doing?
You've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications, right? Well, I found this great company called Zelfie. If you qualify, their providers can prescribe medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1 medications that are 80 to 90% less expensive, all 100% online.
I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No doctor's office or pharmacy?
Yes, Zelfie can help provide you with semaglutide or tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, but for 80 to 90% less.
How do I get started with Zelfie?
Just send them a text.
Text COMMON to 200-300 to get started today with Zelfie to see if you're eligible. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic, but for 80 to 90% less and 100% online. Don't wait. Text COMMON to 200-300 right now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text COMMON to 200-300. COMMON to 200-300.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
It's Junk Be Gone's 20th anniversary celebration. This February, enjoy $20 off any full-service removal or driveway dumpster rental. Locally owned and operated by Mike and Tracy Such, Junk Be Gone has proudly been the #1 junk removal company for the past 2 decades. They've removed hundreds of hot tubs, swing sets, sheds, garages, lawnmowers, decks, and more. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, rent a 15-yard driveway dumpster, the perfect size for remodeling, roofing, or just cleaning out the garage. Junk Be Gone, the bee's knees of junk removal for the past 20 years.
Hello, friends. This is Kevin Frazier, and it's Wham Dougal time at Frazier's Carpet One. Frazier's, I like your style. It's February, and everyone's fancy turns to floor covering. And just in time, Frazier's Wham Dougal sale is there to meet the need. Carpet, hardwood, luxury vinyl tile and plank, ceramic, and more. Frazier's is packed to the rafters with it all. So, it's time for our once-a-year Wham Dougal sale. Slap a dap a ding dong. If it's in stock, it's on sale. So, if you're even thinking about new floor covering, now is the time to call Frazier's at 546-4850. And we'll come to you with free in-home estimates and in-home shopping. Frazier's, I like your style. It's a Wham Dougal of a sale for the floor from the store you trust more, Frazier's Carpet One.
The Knoxville RV Show, presented by Comparion Insurance. Friday, February 7th through Sunday the 9th. Get the RV of your dreams for only $159 a month. See the latest and greatest in motorhomes, travel trailers, and fifth wheels. Get factory rebates, financing, and on-the-spot loan approval. Register to win a free Jayco travel trailer and see Spider-Man Saturday and Sunday, Friday, February 7th through Sunday the 9th at the Knoxville Expo. RVSupershows.com.
All fact, no fluff. Honest, credible sports information from two guys that know the facts. Here's Josh and Swain on The Sports Animal.
This is Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us today. You can join by calling or texting at 865-656-9900, getting ready for a big sports weekend on this Friday afternoon. Chip texted in, No Limit Chip, and said, I second that, Swain. I don't own a single red item to wear. I stand with Swain.
Yep. Not for me.
Need to see who Rick is a fan of. Rick in Chattanooga, he might be an Alabama fan. We still appreciate him listening. I always enjoy it when Swain gets to talk about Crimson Tide sports. Needs to happen more frequently. That's Rick in Chattanooga, down in the 423.
All right. Now we can talk about Crimson Tide sports if you want to. We can talk about how, the football program is where players, they can't be late to meetings, quote, no mo.
Yeah, they're picking things up there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean.
In Tuscaloosa.
They were allowed to be late to meetings last year, and now they said no mo. We're not going to be late for meetings anymore. So kudos to Alabama football program. Learning some professionalism. How do you run a program and allow your players to be late to meetings? How does that work?
Yeah, I don't know. That talk kind of surprised me. But they're buttoning things up down there. Ryan Grubb is the new offensive coordinator. It's going to be a big offseason for Kalen DeBoer.
All right, that's enough.
There you go. So Rick in Chattanooga, a little Alabama talk per his request.
There you go. There you go.
Hey, something we talked about yesterday, just to apply some confirmation. You wondered, Dalton, could he wear number 4 in Charlotte? Yep, it's available. Confirmed by the Hornets. He will wear number 4, so the Connect 4 NIL opportunity continues for Dalton in Charlotte. They play tonight. He's officially listed as questionable. He was just made official, I think, around midnight, sometime after that maybe, with the pending transaction. So not sure he's going to play tonight against the Spurs. It'll either be tonight or this upcoming weekend, but Dalton Connect will wear number 4. If we see an official status one way or the other for tonight, we'll let you know. He's right now listed as questionable for the Hornets game tonight.
I mean, why not? Why not play? If he's healthy, why not play? It's not like you need to learn any plays. They don't run any plays. They just screen and roll and shoot a bunch of threes.
Yeah, that's what I would think. I don't know if he has to go through some physical for him, for Reddish, for Nurkic today that affects timing. I have no idea how that all works. But I would love for him to make his debut tonight against the Spurs. Get going there. Get some shots up.
Why not?
We'll see. But number 4 in Charlotte, Dalton Connect.
When's that 4 Hornets jersey going to be available? Maybe like a jersey or something.
You should get a number 4 jersey.
I don't know. He might get traded again.
No, I think he's going to stay this time. I think he's found a new home.
Did you think he would get traded from the Lakers when he got drafted by the Lakers?
Maybe.
You said to yourself, maybe he gets traded?
I wondered if he would be used as a trade piece to try to upgrade the roster midseason.
Maybe Charlotte would use it as a trade piece to upgrade their roster. Because looking at their roster yesterday,
there's some upgrading to be done.
There was confusion on how the Charlotte Hornets was actually considered an NBA team.
Right. Yeah. Well, they are now because they got Dalton Connect, a
good point.
Rookie of the Year candidate.
Good point. Yeah, good point for sure. I'm glad he's leaning into the Dalton Connect 4. Now, that was something that he kind of shied away from in high school early in his career. Now he's embraced it.
Yep, as he should, and I think the Charlotte Hornets fans will embrace him.
Oh, yeah.
They'll love him if he's good.
You got to hit shots. Got to hit shots.
You know how that works. You got to be good, then they'll embrace you and love you. But I think he will be, so he should be okay.
Yep. So something to monitor. Dalton Connect Warrior number 4. He might make his debut tonight, if not tonight, this weekend for the Charlotte Hornets. 865-656-9900 if you would like to join us to be a part of the show. Early tip-off tomorrow, Swain. Tennessee will play at Oklahoma, noon Eastern time start there in Norman. Tennessee taking on Oklahoma. They have a top 20 offense. They do not have a good record in the SEC, but they are a quality team. Top 40 team by Ken Pom, 16-6 overall, and they're coming off a blowout defeat at Auburn, but prior to that, Oklahoma beat Vanderbilt at home by 30 points. They beat Arkansas on the road last week, so they've won back-to-back Saturday games, and, you know, you go on the road, it is not easy. So Tennessee has to get ready for a big road game. In non-conference play, Oklahoma has wins over Louisville, over Arizona, so they have beaten some quality opponents. They beat Michigan on a neutral floor earlier this season. So some of the profile there of Oklahoma, but offensively they rank number 16 in the country.
Yeah, Oklahoma beat Michigan in that Jordan Classic earlier in the season, and that was a good win for them for sure. The matchup between the point guards, Jeremiah Fears and Zakai Ziegler, is going to be fun. Fears was one of the top point guards in the country coming out last year. He's a freshman.
Big guard, 6'4".
Yeah, he's good, man. He's really good. He's from Illinois and went to prep school in Arizona. So he's one of the best players in the country coming out last year. But he'll get a little introduction to top 10, top defense in the country in Tennessee and Zakai Ziegler.
Noon start tomorrow between Tennessee and Oklahoma. Tennessee is getting ready for a big stretch. I'd say from a competition standpoint, it lightens up a little bit considering they just played 5 straight games against top 15 opponents, but 4 of the next 5 are away from home. So Tennessee will play at Oklahoma tomorrow, at Kentucky on Tuesday, and it's going to be a bit of a desperate Kentucky team based on their results recently. Home for Vanderbilt next Saturday, so there's another revenge spot for Tennessee, and then at Texas A&M, that will be tough.
Really tough.
And then at LSU, which is a bottom team in the league, but you'll be on the road. That'll be the Tuesday before Tennessee hosts Alabama, which will be a huge game. So, again, I think from a competition standpoint, the schedule lightens up a little bit, but it doesn't get much easier because you're having to go away from home. And Oklahoma tomorrow is thinking, beat Tennessee, and we're locked in. That would be a huge win for the tournament. And then I don't have to explain why going to Kentucky is a big game.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're not playing a top 15 team. You look at Oklahoma. You look at LSU. You're not the number 1 team in the country, but you're a top 5 team. And you are the best program in the SEC in the last 4 or 5 years. So people are going to look at you as an opportunity to get a signature win or an opportunity to boost their tournament resume. So you have to understand that going into it.
Yep. Vanderbilt next week, they are in the last 4 in right now from Joe Lunardi of ESPN. So with Tennessee hosts Vanderbilt, that'll be another team that's right there on the bubble with the NCAA tournament. And at that point, there'll be, 6 games to go in the regular season, so you'll be in the final 3-week stretch.
Well, you got your SEC brother on the ledge, hanging on the ledge, and you get a chance to kick him off or pull him up here. You go ahead and step on their toes or step on their fingers and let them fall off the cliff to the NIT. Or you let them beat you again, and they're able to put that signature win on their resume and possibly get into the tournament.
The top team in the first 4 out category right now, according to Joe Lunardi, is Arkansas. Back-to-back wins at Kentucky and Texas has Arkansas as the top first 4 out team, according to ESPN's Joe Lunardi. Currently 13 teams in from the SEC.
That's crazy. Like, there's a chance that an SEC team will play an SEC team in, the second round of the NCAA tournament. because there's going to be so many teams in the tournament. We're going to see a conference matchup early in the NCAA tournament. That's insane. The SEC tournament is going to feel like the NCAA tournament. But here's the thing, too. You mentioned 6 games left. You can't look at the SEC tournament. The conference tournament is an opportunity to boost your resume and get a chance to go to the tournament, unless you make a significant run. Remember, a couple of years ago, Texas A&M didn't get to the tournament. They played us in the title game after making a crazy run, like playing 4 or 5 times in 4 or 5 nights, losing to us. They ran out of gas, but they still was snubbed and still didn't make it to the tournament. So if you are one of those bubble teams, you can't rely on the conference tournament to get wins to boost your resume. You got to get them now. You got to get them now.
Yeah, I think I'll operate under the assumption the conference tournament doesn't affect things. And then if they give me evidence that says otherwise at the end, then we can adjust next year.
Yeah.
I view it now more of the bragging rights conversation. Hey, if you go win it, brag about it, celebrate it. If you don't, go home, get ready, because the seeding's probably done that Thursday, Friday already.
That's why you got to handle business in these next couple of weeks.
And Tennessee's in a great position to do so. They get ready for Oklahoma tomorrow. The Vols coming off back-to-back wins at home against Missouri and Florida. We'll come back and invite you to be a part of the show. Call or text at 865-656-9900. What do you think about the Vols' chances as they head to Oklahoma tomorrow? What do you think about the Super Bowl on Sunday? Will the Chiefs win a third straight? Will the Eagles get it done and get a little revenge from a couple of years ago? We'll come back. Jason Swain is here, VFL, former Tennessee wide receiver. I'm Josh Ward, here on Josh and Swain.
Hey Knoxville, it's your local State Farm agent, Josh Hemphill. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. Contact the Josh Hemphill team right here in Powell at 865-512-7542.
The new year is here, and it's going to be full of special occasions. And when you want to celebrate one or all of them with a special piece of jewelry, then you need to remember TK Wheeler Jewelers. He's located on South Illinois Avenue in Oak Ridge, and he's been in business for over 40 years. He knows how to put an exclamation point on an anniversary, a special birthday like a Sweet 16, a push present to celebrate the birth of your child, or a retirement gift after a lifetime of dedication. They have so many beautiful options for you when it comes to bracelets, earrings, necklaces, and chains, and also watches for men and women. And then they have diamonds, multicolored precious gemstones, and classic pearls. There are so many options, but let me also plant this seed. You can sit down with TK and design a one-of-a-kind custom piece of jewelry to mark your special day. So when you need beautiful jewelry, you need the one and only TK Wheeler Jewelers.
This has been a paid announcement.
Hi, I'm Pat with ProSource Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you have a house and you want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me, 865-500-3711. I pay cash and close as quickly as you'd like. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and any location. I buy several houses per month and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorced houses, behind on payment houses. I even buy my tenant will pay me the rent houses. Do you have a house that's in rough shape and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying those houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you have a house and you want to sell it fast, call me, 865-500-3711. That's 865-500-3711. That's 865-500-3711.
In a flash, sell your house for cash. ProSource Home Buyers.
Hey, Vol Nation.
Kirby Connell here. For 5 years, my coaches, teammates, and our incredible fans have helped shape my love for baseball in this city. Even through wins and losses, for 5 years, Sevier Heights has helped shape the way I view church. So whether you bleed orange or you're new to Knoxville, if you're looking for a church that loves this city as much as I do, check out Sevier Heights on Alcoa Highway at 9:15 or 11 o'clock on Sunday mornings. And if you're a college student, swing by the walk Sunday nights at 8. Find out more at sevierheights.org. Go Vols.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
I'm Eric Ainge from Lenore City, and I'm an LCUB fiber broadband customer, and I love it. It's the best. Now, LCUB offers fiber broadband for business. Imagine super fast internet at work with no slowdowns, improving employee output and overall workplace efficiency. What's that worth to you? Local fiber broadband for local business starting at $89.95 a month with no contracts and no installation fees. Sign up now at lcub.com.
Nothing makes sports better than mouth-watering food. Drive down Sutherland Avenue or Lovell Road. Pull over to that fresh, amazing smell coming from Gus's world-famous fried chicken, and you'll find that out for a fact. Gus's still fries chicken the way it was meant to be, using their proprietary 50-year-old recipe out of Mason, Tennessee. It's so good that GQ magazine named Gus's one of the top 10 meals worth flying for in the U.S. If you love fried chicken, and what Vol fan doesn't, you have to try Gus's world-famous fried chicken. Game day packs and catering available. Open 7 days a week.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
After a very long night at the First Alert Weather Center, including 2 radar-confirmed tornadoes, it's a quieter day behind the front at 60. Beautiful sunshine, only a few sprinkles in the southwestern corner of the map. Windy on your Saturday, but most of the rain is to the north at 71. And some late-night showers then. From the WVLT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Ben Cathy.
Honey, we need a new roof.
Go to moshingles.com and get a quote in 60 seconds.
Are they any good?
Yeah, they're a top-rated roofing company in East Tennessee and A+ rated with the BBB.
Free instant quotes at moshingles.com.
This is Coach Josh Heupel. You're listening to Josh and Swain on 99.1, the Sports Animal.
This is Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us. VFL former Tennessee wide receiver Jason Swain is here. I'm Josh Ward. The weekend is almost here. Friday at 12:30. For all purposes, I would say that it is here. Big weekend coming up, including the Super Bowl, Swain. 3 straight. That's what Kansas City's going for on Sunday.
Yeah, to make history. Hopefully the numbers are good, because this is a really good matchup. I know there's some Chiefs fatigue, but this is a really good matchup between 2 really good teams. Some awesome storylines that are deeper than just surface level. You have 2 really good coordinators on both sides. A unit at the Eagles defense that's the top in the league, going up against a Chiefs offense that have found different creative ways to score and be productive without explosive plays on the outside, with the quarterback that certainly could deliver the football to more explosive wide receivers. But they found different ways to win. Andy Reid is best of the best, but man, just a really, really, really cool matchup between the 2 organizations.
865-656-9900 to be a part of the show. Eli, you can go and bring that music on down. We appreciate that. Randall texted in, is Saquon the 3rd to 4th best running back in history? Maybe ever, maybe even best as far as raw physical skills and ability. The position's kind of a funny conversation. What Saquon has done recently is right up there in terms of single-season individual accomplishments. What the best players at that position have done over a longer period of time, I think would rank several others.
One of the best, you could say, as far as like raw physical ability.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you look at what Barry Sanders was able to do. Walter Payton was able to do, just pure ability to make guys miss, the strength, the speed to run away. I mean, I can't put Saquon above all other running backs. There's so many great ones, but one of the best as far as just ability, absolutely.
Yeah, you have a class of players that I think most agree. I'm sure I'll miss somebody here, but Walter, Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, Jim Brown, Gale Sayers. I think Adrian Peterson is in that conversation of what he was able to do, was a physical freak, did it for a long period of time, and a few others. Terrell Davis is in that category of he didn't get to do it over a long period of time because of the injuries he suffered. At his peak, he was right up there. He was spectacular and unstoppable in that Super Bowl run back-to-back years for the Denver Broncos. But what Saquon has done this season has been spectacular. It's a single season that is right up there with the best individual seasons we've seen, especially when you factor in how he's continued it over and taken over in the postseason.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough for him. I mean, to start his career at a place where they just did do a really good job of providing him with enough tools to be more successful. Now he has them, and look at the year that he's had. Now, Barry Sanders did have that situation there with the Lions, but you mentioned Emmitt Smith, and I know Emmitt Smith got big numbers, but I don't even put Emmitt Smith up there high, just because there's so many other guys that I saw that were more gifted, playing the position. Eric Dickerson, Tony Dorsett. I mean, you take it all the way back to Jim Brown and what he was doing, running circles around folks. So Saquon is certainly in the conversation as one of the best backs of all time, and had an opportunity to put himself top of the record books this year. The opportunity to have more rushing yards in a single season than anyone else, and the Eagles chose not to. They wanted him to rest and did not want to risk injury, but he's special, man, and the Chiefs will have to definitely key in on him and make sure that he doesn't rip off those 50, 60, 70-yard runs, because those are game changers.
Mm-hmm. And I say single season, it's a season that regular season and postseason combined, it's not complete. If he has one more big performance in a win, so to cap off the Super Bowl, I mean, if he has another big performance, he'll be a contender for the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That'll change how he's forever viewed with what they will have done this season. So that's also a to-be-determined part of the conversation. If you went over the last 25 years, so if we just went back to 2000, then he's in the conversation of the best running backs we've seen. Again, Adrian Peterson, LT, LaDainian Tomlinson, Marshall Faulk, what he was able to do. We're also in more of an all-purpose conversation at the position. Now, Saquon's had some issues with drops, but he's been a receiving threat, open field playmaker as well. That adds to why he's viewed as such a special player.
Did you say Marshall Faulk?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
To make sure. Yeah. So one of the best for sure, man. Fun to watch, and he's humble. Was going to go to Rutgers, got an opportunity to go to Penn State and really change the program, I think, for James Franklin. Kind of helped jumpstart his tenure there. And, man, he was fun to watch at Penn State. He's been so fun to watch in the NFL.
Saquon's also he's made running backs have a little more value to teams, too. I think Saquon and Derrick Henry have done a good job of that. Those two guys were acquired during the offseason, and look at the impact they had on their teams.
Yep, 100%. So it's for the brand. Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley. That's a really good point. They both made their teams better. So there used to be a narrative, still is, that, hey, you don't need a big-time running back. Well, it helps, and it makes a
Jahmyr
difference.
Gibbs was a first-round pick that a lot of people questioned in Detroit. He made a difference in what they were for sure.
Big difference. He was a big play waiting to happen every time he touched the football. So running backs, good running backs still matter.
Right. If you have a position that is more valuable, if you pass up on a quarterback for running back that's successful and that quarterback goes on to do big things, then that can feel like a miss. If you take a running back in the first round and he succeeds, just do well elsewhere. That's part of the reason Jahmyr Gibbs worked out, is that they also drafted the other positions correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So Detroit made it work.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles had a good roster. They added Saquon. The Ravens had a good roster. They added Derrick Henry to it. And those guys were able to succeed in what their roles were. Part of the issue, I think, when we see running backs that don't help their team win is because they did a poor job of putting the right pieces around those players. In New York, the franchise is a disaster. It's not Saquon's fault.
Well, you look at Ashton Genty coming out of Boise State. And
You saw Emmitt Smith's comments there? Said Dallas should avoid taking him because they're not ready. They're not built to take advantage of somebody like him. He'll get hurt there.
He's correct. I mean, the offensive line is not what it was when they did take a running back high, Ezekiel Elliott coming out of Ohio State.
Mhm.
It's why he was able to be successful
Yeah.
early. I
Right.
mean, he was in the MVP conversation early in his career. So,
Dallas was in a better position, so Ezekiel Elliott, who at the beginning of his career was a terrific
Yeah.
player, was
Yeah.
able to succeed walking into that spot.
Yeah, so
There you go.
if you are a team at the bottom of the first round that either in the playoffs or a fringe playoff team, probably means you have more of the pieces on your football team that can accommodate Ashton Genty coming in and helping him be successful early in his career. So I agree with Emmitt Smith there.
Steve in Knoxville says, tell Swain he left out Refrigerator Perry. Great all-time running back.
He was a great goal line running back.
We got
just like Jalen Hurts is.
There you
Goal line running back.
Bo Jackson getting a shout-out. At his best was terrific. He's in that short-term category because of the injury he suffered, but he was elite for sure.
No denying that. But Saquon's a physical freak.
Yeah.
I mean, the agility, the speed, the balance, they just don't make dudes like that. And he wasn't a 5-star running back from the time he was a sophomore in high school, like a Leonard Fournette or a Derrick Henry or some of these other guys that we see coming out. Like he grew and developed. He grew into his body. He developed into his body. That's hard work that we see in play during Saquon's time. So it's a good lesson about, man, sometimes, guys are not a complete version of themselves until later. And as evaluators, you see, okay, this guy has the frame to grow into a really good player. He has some of the speed. He has some of the agility. Let's work with him and help him be the best player they could possibly be. So Saquon was not a 5-star coming out of high school, but he's certainly a 5-star right now in the NFL.
He helps lead the way for the Eagles. The Chiefs on the other side, they have Kareem Hunt, who's come back. They have Isaiah Pacheco, who's missed some time due to injury, but an option out of the backfield. So you have a committee on one side, and you have the committee on the other with what Saquon has done this season. Jalen Hurts very much a factor in the run game as well. The Super Bowl coming up on Sunday, Kansas City against Philly, 865-656-9900 to share your thoughts on it. We'll talk more about the Lady Vols win over UConn last night. Alexis Hornbuckle in a little more than 15 minutes at the start of the 1 o'clock hour. We'll talk to her as she talked to the team ahead of the win against UConn last night. Richard Hendricks coming up at 1:30 from the SEC Network. We have a busy afternoon ahead. Stay right here with us on Josh and Swain.
They say the best things in life are free. Streaming 99.1, the sports animal proves it. Your odds to win 99.1 The Sports Animal's biggest prizes just got better. We now draw one member of our email club, The Jungle, as an instant finalist in contests with a grand prize value over $500. Club members get links to our latest blogs and videos, plus a layout of Sports Animal programming and the biggest sporting events of the weekend. To make sure you receive our weekly Sports Animal emails, visit our website at 991thesportsanimal.com and sign up for The Jungle Email Club.
We all know the Valentine's Day go-to gifts are flowers, chocolates, maybe even perfume. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a dozen roses, this Valentine's Day is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-418-3366 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-418-3366. 1-800-418-3366. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Hello, friends. This is Kevin Frazier, and it's Wham Dougal time at Frazier's Carpet One. It's February, and Frazier's is packed to the rafters with carpet, hardwood, luxury vinyl tile and plank, ceramic, and more. So it's time for our once-a-year Wham Dougal sale. If it's in stock, it's on sale. Carpet from 69 cents a square foot. Hardwood from $1.99 a square foot. Luxury vinyl plank from 79 cents a square foot. And the list goes on and on. January was our biggest and best sale ever. Frazier suppliers are chomping at the bit to keep the momentum rocking. So if you're even thinking about new floor covering, now is the time to call Frazier's at 546-4850, and we'll come to you with free in-home estimates.
Frazier's, I like your style.
It's a Wham Dougal of a sale for the floor. From the store you trust more, Frazier's Carpet One.
It's Nico time in Tennessee. Our Vols team keeps tipping the win column. If you're looking for a tip in real estate, I'm Nick Nico with the Nico Real Estate team at Keller Williams, and I've got a tip for you. What's that tip? Now is the time. You may have been keeping an eye on interest rates, but with the right strategy, this shouldn't sideline your real estate goals. Like our Vols, you can still score big in today's market. The East Tennessee real estate market is one of the hottest in the nation, so let our local Vol professionals draw up the right play for you. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, let the Nico team find that slam dunk that you've been looking for. Call us at VOL214-7066 or online at nicoteam.com. That's NICAUD team.com. Maximize your profits by selling high and buying low with our Nico know-how. It's the Nico team at Keller Williams. Go Vols and go Nico.
It's a new year, time for new goals. At the YMCA of East Tennessee, there's something for everyone to kickstart your journey to health and happiness. From basketball to swimming, weightlifting to yoga, and group classes and childcare, the Y has everything your family needs, all under one roof. With 5 convenient locations in Knoxville, you're never far from a place where everyone belongs. Discover a community that supports you and find the best version of yourself. Join the Y today, where New Year's goals become lifelong habits. The YMCA of East Tennessee, for a better us. Learn more or join online at ymcaknoxville.org.
The Knoxville RV Show, presented by Comparion Insurance. Friday, February 7th through Sunday the 9th. Get the RV of your dreams for only $159 a month. See the latest and greatest in motor homes, travel trailers, and fifth wheels. Get factory rebates, financing, and on-the-spot loan approval. Register to win a free Jayco travel trailer and see Spider-Man Saturday and Sunday. Friday, February 7th through Sunday the 9th at the Knoxville Expo. RVSupershows.com.
I'm Michael Jenkins, here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. It is finally here, the big game in the NFL this weekend, with Kansas City going for the three-peat against Philadelphia. The line hasn't moved from the Chiefs by 1.5 all week long, so the books are expecting a close one. No matter which side you're backing, it should be an epic game on Sunday. I'm Michael Jenkins from the BetMGM Network. Bet smarter and beat the books, and download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
From the Budweiser studios of The Sports Animal, we are 99.1 The Sports Animal.
Back on Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us. We are on social media at Josh and Swain on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Would love for you to follow us there. We'll talk to Alexis Hornbuckle, Lady Vol for Life, coming up in a little more than 10 minutes. She was in attendance last night, seeing Tennessee knock off UConn. We'll see what she thought about the performance, what the team has been able to do to this point this season. With another big road game coming up this weekend, Tennessee will turn around and play at LSU. So back-to-back games against top 5 opponents. The men's team not the only one facing a bunch of highly ranked teams in SEC play. So Lady Vols, huge win last night, huge game coming up this weekend against LSU. 865-656-9900 to be a part of the show. I'm not sure exactly what his plan is here, Swain, but I saw Shane Beamer talking to Pete Nakos of On 3. He looked at this past season, had an issue with the fact that South Carolina won at Clemson, but Clemson, because of the automatic bid in the ACC, gets into the playoff. South Carolina is left out. Now, I think Shane made a comment that he understands why Clemson got in, why they didn't, and he's not complaining, but it kind of reads as if he might be. But he wants there to be another look at how the automatic bids work, and at some point I'm sure there will be. I think the format is going to stay the same for the 2025 college football season. I also would guess that it's going to change in 2026. But some comments from Shane Beamer. He said, the fact of the matter is we beat the ACC champion on their field this year and didn't get in, and I understand why we didn't get in and why Clemson did. I'm not sour about that, but I do believe this league is just different than others, and there has to be some consideration. It does believe there should be some reconsideration of the automatic bid, saying, quote, look, I've got great respect for other conferences. I've been to other conferences. I've been part of the ACC. I've been part of the Big 12. There's no question there's good football everywhere. But when you just talk about the teams in this league and the teams you play week in and week out, it's different. And you look at the NFL draft every single year, it's 20 straight years that the SEC has led the nation in draft picks. People can say, well, it doesn't matter. Well, yeah, it does. We're playing the best players in the country, referring to the SEC. And I don't think there's anything wrong in what he said there. It's factually true that the SEC leads in terms of draft picks, but it's also factual to say that South Carolina lost 3 games. They got blown out at home by Ole Miss. They lost Alabama, a team that also did not get in, and this was kind of a down year for the SEC. So he's not wrong in some of the facts that he laid out. I'm not sure I get the point in the end, because two things can be true, that there's an issue with the automatic bids, but that does not mean that South Carolina should have been in the playoff.
I just don't understand the point of opening his mouth if he's going to just say that. We know that there's an issue with the automatic qualifiers from the first year of the 12-team playoff. We understand that. But like you just said, it's one thing to mention the flaw in the first year, but don't try to make it seem like that your team deserved to be there, because your team did not deserve to be there. You had a double-digit lead at home versus LSU earlier in the season, and you lost to LSU at home. You lost at home to Ole Miss by 3 scores. 4, actually. And then you lost to Alabama.
They also lost to Illinois in the bowl game, and I know it's a bowl game, but I also know they were trying. So I don't again disagree with some of the points I guess Shane Beamer was making. I'm just not sure the point as it relates to South Carolina being in. To me, the bigger issue coming out of this past season when we look at the playoff format was the seeding more than who got in.
Yeah.
The seeding is what threw things off when teams were able to jump up into the top 4, which knocked others back. Tennessee was included in that. Ohio State dropping back a spot because of that should not have happened. So that, to me, would be the bigger issue, more so than the teams that got in. The teams that didn't get in all did a good job of playing their way out. But it's an ongoing conversation that will not go away this offseason. We will head into hour number 2 coming up next on Josh and Swain.
Are you ready for football?
Let's go.
Truly ready for football?
Yes.
Are you screaming for football?
What the hell is happening?
Dreaming for football?
Good times.
Eating, sleeping, crafting, parenting, naming your pets, and preparing for football.
That sort of stuff happen? Oh, my goodness.
Are you dancing, jonesing, Mahomesing for football?
That's what I'm looking forward to seeing.
Good. Then you are ready for football. With the Rich Eisen Show podcast.
They're ready.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting rules for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Consult a doctor prior to use.
Wow, you look amazing. What have you been doing? I'm sure you've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications, right? Well, I found this great company called Zelfie. If you qualify, their providers can prescribe medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1 medications that are 80 to 90% less expensive, all 100% online. I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No doctor's office or pharmacy? Yes, Zelfie can provide semaglutide or tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, but for 80 to 90% less and shipped directly to your door. How do I get started with Zelfie? Just send them a text.
Text CORE to 200-300 to get started today with Zelfie. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic, but for 80 to 90% less and 100% online. Don't wait. Text CORE to 200-300 right now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text CORE to 200-300. That's CORE to 200-300. CORE to 200-300.
Now that mowing season is winding down, Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply is starting their winter service special. Get free pickup and delivery when you have your mowers serviced now through March. This could make a great gift for Dad this year. Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply has locations in Knoxville, Maryville, and Powell to get you taken care of. Call Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply today at 588-1993 for details or visit dickenssupply.com. Dickens Turf and Landscape Supplies got you covered all year long.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and we're heading into February. Lots of big games going on. Are you ready to make some money betting on sports, or are you just betting to have fun? My clients want to actually turn a profit, and now is the time to get signed up for the entire year. Go to FatJackSports.com. Yes, you can get the predicted final score this weekend with the best bets and the top prop bets, or you can win all year long for less than $100 a week. FatJackSports.com, the only place you need to go to build profit all year long betting on the games. That's FatJackSports.com.
Guys, ever had a bad experience in the bedroom that totally threw you off? It messes with your head, your confidence, and suddenly it's all you can think about. Next thing you know, you're avoiding trying altogether because the fear of failure is just too much. That's where Men's Pro Knoxville comes in. They've been helping men overcome ED, whether it's mental, physical, or both. Their proven personalized treatments have some of the highest success rates out there. No awkwardness, no judgment, just real results that bring back your confidence and that connection. It's important to get your ED treated quickly so that it doesn't get harder to treat down the road. Men's Pro Knoxville has treatments that online pharmacies only dream about. So don't wait another night wondering if things could be different. Call Men's Pro Knoxville today at 865-544-8220 or visit menspronknoxville.com. Your consultation is discreet and could be the start of something incredible. 865-544-8220 or visit menspronknoxville.com. And let's make tonight unforgettable. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
This is WNML AM Knoxville, WNML FM Friendsville, streaming worldwide on the Sports Animal app and website 99.1thesportsanimal.com. 99.1 The Sports Animal, the station where the Vols play.
This is Andrew Perloff with a Sports Minute. While the Chiefs' potential three-peat is the story of the Super Bowl, the Eagles don't seem interested in being part of history. They've emanated a quiet confidence this week in New Orleans. You get the feeling that they believe they have the better team. Then again, other teams have felt that way going against the Chiefs, and it hasn't worked out. Philly has a lot of talent. Now it's time to avoid the traps most teams fall into when they play Kansas City. I'm Andrew Perloff.
Hey, Dad. Mom wants pizza for dinner. You want to run out?
Sure. I need to get gas anyways. Give me a minute.
Cool. Hey, what's that bottle?
It's stable. You just add it to the fuel tank, and it keeps these engines healthy. When you start driving, I'll put some in your car, too.
Which one do I get?
How much money you got?
At every fill-up, or when you store, start with Stable.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food, no matter what you're craving. From 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings. Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Welcome into hour number 2 of Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us this afternoon. 1 hour down, 2 to go. Next to VFL and former Tennessee wide receiver Jason Swain. I'm Josh Ward. We began the show an hour ago discussing Tennessee's big win last night over UConn, 80-76. Huge win for the Lady Vols, and we are excited to begin this hour welcoming to the show on the Stanley Fencing and Gates hotline former Tennessee Lady Vols basketball player. She was in the house last night for that win. Alexis Hornbuckle joins us. Alexis, great to have you on the show. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Josh. And Swain, what up, man?
What's up? What's up?
What'd you think last
Not
night?
much, man.
You were there to see it. You were a part of those games. You played in them. You were a part of wins against UConn. What'd you think seeing it in person last night for Tennessee to get that win?
Listen, I was excited. They played hard. This is probably the most that they played as far as 40 minutes or close to 40 minutes is playing hard. It wasn't a perfect game by far, but the effort that these ladies gave, tremendous. Like, I was very excited about that. It was exciting. It was fast-paced. And obviously, I'm on cloud 9 over here since we pulled that win off.
What was different in terms of the execution? I mean, earlier in the season, we saw this team, they play hard. They made big shots early. They came close to some teams that were ranked ahead of them and lost by 1 or 2 points a couple different times. In your opinion, what was different about the girls' ability last night to win in those key moments late in the game?
I think they just locked in on everything that they've been told coming into this. I think, just remembering what it feels like to be close and not being able to pull it out and know the reasons why. I was able to talk to them and shoot around, and I just let them know, like, it's going to come down to the things that are necessary. It's not optional. It's not optional to play defense. It's not optional to box out and rebound. It's not optional to take care of the ball or not. Like, these are things that you have to do if you want to win. And I think they bought into that. Coach Kim's been telling them this. And I know that for a fact, but they, for whatever reason, didn't completely buy in. They thought they could just get over the hump with their offense. And it's like, ladies, you have to lock in and get stops. You have to control the boards. You have to turn the ball over. Get them to turn the ball over. But also we got to take care of the basketball. And I think that we saw a lot more of that last night.
We're talking to Alexis Hornbuckle. That was brought up during the television broadcast last night that you had spoken to the team. I don't know if you've spoken to this team previously, but what did that mean with as big of a game as it was last night? Again, you've been a part of that series previously, Tennessee and UConn. What did that mean to be able to speak to the team and try to get that message across that you did to this year's team?
Yeah, it was an honor to be asked. It was a no-brainer for me when Kim asked. Yes, absolutely, I would love to have an opportunity to do that. That was my first time doing it as far as shoot around on a game day, and that it meant a lot. The last win was 07, which obviously I was a part of that. Our group, Candace and Nikki and all of us. But to be asked to remind them of the history, right? Remind them of the importance of the game. and remind them that this ain't no little game. This is actually like a national championship game, and this is how we got to go out here and compete. And I was just happy to be a part of that and be able to pour into those young ladies.
Alexa, this is been the first hire kind of outside the Lady Vol family, so to speak, and but the style of play looks very, very attractive for players like yourself. I remember your game and how you played the game. Why do you think this style of play is so attractive, and kind of how would you envision yourself and your role in this system that Kim Caldwell has?
Yeah, it's attractive, Swain, because it's fast-paced. You're getting up more shots, right? Most fans are offensive-minded anyway. If they say the game's not exciting, it's because they're not getting enough offensive plays or it's not enough oohs and ahs, right? We are looking at a group of girls that can get to the cup, they can finish, they can look good doing it. We're hitting threes, and I think that's why it's so attractive and appealing. As far as how I think I would have handled a system like that, man, I would have ate regardless. It doesn't matter. The system, I'm going out to compete, but on a serious note, that fast-paced play, that getting up and down, especially because I love defense so much, I would have had a field day in this system.
What would you think, though, when Kim Caldwell does a line change? You're on the court and 5 are being subbed out, 5 are being subbed in. Would you like that, dislike that as a player? What would you think?
Josh, I'm glad you asked that question. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I don't know. I hate coming out, and I think that's any player. But honestly, if you know that you were going to go hard for 3, 4, 5 minutes, really rarely even 5 minutes, but 3 or 4 minutes at a time, it forces you to value each possession, right? And I think that it's a good thing. Now, I don't know if I would have liked it because, like I said, I want to be on the floor, but I think it's a good thing because it teaches you to value your minutes. Coaches preach this all the time. Doesn't matter if you get 2 minutes or 20 minutes. You got to go out and play hard and all that good stuff. But when it's true, you're coming out in 2, 3, 4 minutes, you got to do something with that time. And I think it just forces you to kind of be a little more efficient if you take it serious.
They have to turn around and play another huge game. They play at LSU this upcoming weekend.
Yeah.
What do you hope they maybe take out of the way the game went last night? Getting the win is a big deal, but if you're talking about effort for 40 minutes and all of that, you go from UConn to LSU, another title contender. What do you hope the team takes away from last night to try to build moving forward?
There's no off switch. I hope that they take this momentum and they take this win and they realize there's no off switch, especially now we're in the SEC, right? February, March, April, trying to get to April. So there's no off time. There's no next time we'll get it. Like, we are competing for a seed in the NCAA tournament higher than what we're currently, projected to be. So there's no time off. We can't go back to being lazy. We literally lost to LSU because we didn't get a stop. And if they don't remember that and react to that, then that's a bigger issue in and of itself. So there's no off switch. We got to get stops in the big times, not just in the first, second, third quarter. And it's got to be consistent. So hopefully they just realize, keep it on. Ladies, keep that switch on. Don't turn it off.
Alexis, I'm sure the Lady Vol family is a proud one. What are text messages like, the text threads right now with fellow former players when you're watching these games or after last night when you get a big win against UConn?
Oh, yeah, phone blowing up, chats are blowing up, people just talking, and it's just like, we're back, right? We deserve this. That's what I'm talking about. We knew this would happen type situation. Now, did we really know this would happen? Absolutely not. But we're going to talk that talk, though. And it's just a lot of excitement and backing and more buying in of former players that did not buy in before, if I got to be frank, with the outside hire and everything, just that uncertainty. And it's just now we're seeing LVFLs buying in and that excitement being brought back across the board.
It was a big night last night, huge win for the program. Was excited to hear, Alexis, that you spoke to the team beforehand. I think it probably helped make a difference for those 40 minutes. Thanks for making time to join us today. I know you have a busy schedule. Great to get you on the show, and hopefully we can do it again sometime soon.
Absolutely. Y'all know, call me anytime, and if I'm able to, I would love to be a part of it. Go Lady Vols, proud of you. Great job, Coach Kim. Well-deserving. Just another girl from West Virginia doing big things, baby. Y'all know that?
There you go. There's the other connection. That's got to be at least part of what made it happen last night.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just quick tie-in. She actually played for the West Virginia Tornadoes, which was my dad's AU organization. So we are tied in, from the youth perspective. I played with her middle sister, Jill, who played at Cincinnati. Great people, great family. So I was always a fan coming in and optimistic that she's going to get this job done to the best of her ability.
No kidding. So you probably had a little more insight when her name came up as others were trying to learn about Kim. You knew a little bit more. You probably bought in a little more quickly than others might have.
I bought, yeah, Josh, immediately because I know her pedigree. Her dad, rest in peace, was a great basketball mind, a great basketball coach. So she has that foundation, but she has the foundation of a dog. Like, go get it. Nothing's going to be given to you. She's the shortest of her two sisters. Like, she had to work. So I know her mindset. I know the pedigree she comes from. So, yeah, I was on board from day one.
Love it. That is good stuff. Hey, Alexis, thanks again for making time to join us. Great insight today. And, again, hope to talk to you again sometime soon.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexis. Alexis Hornbuckle, two-time national champion with the Lady Vols, and in the house last night speaking to the team before they went out and beat UConn yesterday.
Man, you can hear it in her voice. I mean, I love the pride she has in her time at Tennessee, the Lady Vol brand, the energy that she had in the game last night. She still has it now. I mean, she's still fired up from that win.
Yeah.
She understands and knows what it means to beat UConn and play against UConn. She's had plenty of wins against UConn. And so, man, I just love the energy in her voice, man.
Yep, big Alexis Hornbuckle fan. You can tell she still cares very much so about what's going on with that program. That was a big win last night for the Lady Vols, 80-76 over UConn. We appreciate you being with us today. We continue and invite you to be a part of it. Call or text at 865-656-9900. The men's team turns around for a road game tomorrow at Oklahoma as the Lady Vols get ready for LSU this weekend. We get ready for the Super Bowl on Sunday. We have a lot to discuss. Stay with us here on Josh and Swain.
Always on, always free. Stream us free via the app, your smart speaker, your favorite streaming service, or the website at 991thesportsanimal.com.
Native Design, your local custom pool and hardscape specialist. For 20 years, Native Design has transformed outdoor spaces into breathtaking retreats where families gather, friends connect, and memories are made. Picture the pool of your dreams, a place to relax, entertain, and make any season unforgettable. Paired with excellent, durable hardscapes like custom decking and stonework, Native Design turns ordinary yards into exceptional escapes. Call 865-310-3256 or visit nativetn.com.
Hey, it's Josh. I want to tell you about Covenant Health Fitness Center. Kingston Pike, right off Palisade Parkway. Encourage you to stop by. You can sign up for a free 3-day trial. You can try out Covenant Health Fitness Center for yourself. And when you do, you can see everything that is going on there every single day. Every week, they have more than 85 group fitness classes that take place that's included in your membership. With your membership, you have access to all the strength and cardio equipment you need. You have access to an indoor heated pool. It's available 12 months out of the year at Covenant Health Fitness Center. They have indoor racquetball courts, a basketball court. They have indoor and outdoor tennis. They have pickleball. They have a great staff that is in place to help you. And when you sign up with a membership, you're signing up month to month. There are no long-term contracts. Family memberships include access to complimentary childcare. Our family takes advantage of that every single week. Stop by, try it out for yourself. Kingston Pike, right off Pellissippi Parkway. Tell them the Sports Animal sent you to Covenant Health Fitness Center.
This has been a paid announcement.
Tennessee fans, SEC action is underway at the Food City Center for Vol Hoops.
Fires a three over the top and hits from the left wing.
Multiple games are already sold out. Don't wait to get your tickets to catch the Vols in action with exciting SEC matchups in the Food City Center this season.
Gets the outlet pass and slams at the other end. Relentless pursuit of the basketball by Tennessee.
Don't wait. Tickets are going fast, so buy them today and join the fun. Visit allvols.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Are you looking for a job where you can have a ton of fun and make great money? Twin Peaks is the team for you. They're looking for Twin Peaks girls, cooks, bussers, barbacks, and more. Text WORK, the number 4TP to 85,000 to apply.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma. where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-5576. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-5576. That's 800-575-5576.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
This is Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us as we continue on this Friday afternoon, getting ready for a big sports weekend. Jason Swain is here, VFL, former Tennessee wide receiver. I'm Josh Ward, 865-656-9900 to be a part of the show. Appreciate Alexis Hornbuckle being a part of the show. Last segment, in 15 minutes, we'll talk to another former SEC basketball player. On the men's side, we'll talk to Richard Hendricks, who is a part of the SEC network. So we'll see what he thinks about what Tennessee has done, what's going on in league play, as it's deep. 13 teams right now projected into the NCAA tournament. 14's possible for the SEC, so we'll talk to Richard coming up 15 minutes from now.
Oh, yeah, looking forward to it, man. He does a good job on the SEC network, and, man, we've that would make 3 SEC network hosts in, the last week or so.
Yeah, Dane, Ron, and Richard.
Yeah, man.
We're just past political seasons. We're showing a little love elsewhere. We've had the Vol SEC network love, so a little Crimson flavor in there as well.
Well, last time I got on Twitter, it doesn't look like we're past political season, but
people giving you the business.
It feels like I'm digging for sports on my timeline, but yeah, I mean, this year in the SEC, man, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you turn on the games on a Tuesday or Wednesday, and they have been great matchups, great games. And, we haven't been able to say that any in the history of SEC basketball like we have this year.
Richard in the YouTube chat, Gino can take that L back to Connecticut. Fans were excited to hand Gino Auriemma a loss last night.
We had a conversation yesterday about who's the most hated coach amongst Tennessee fans, and, man, I think you got to put Gino up there. And Gino has been way more mellow in the last couple of years than previously, because previously he's always fired up and getting on the refs and, acting up on the sideline. And, man, he was just chilling. I mean, he was very complimentary of Tennessee's program under Kim Caldwell. But we'll never forget some of the things that he said in the past, some of the things that we know went down in the past. And that's part of it. That's what makes the rivalry great. And, man, it's good that Tennessee made the rivalry relevant. And you can't have a rivalry if it's lopsided. And it has been lopsided for a very long time. So, glad that we were able to get the win. And it's only going to get tougher for UConn because Tennessee, we loading up.
Right, number 2 signing class in the country.
So getting better.
More talent is on the way.
That's right.
And that team last night, that kind of win, that can be big for the program. That can be big for those players as they progress over the course of the season. Playing in those kinds of games, at some point you need to find success. You need to experience that part of it because that, to go back to last segment, that can show the players, hey, what we're being told, what's being preached to us. Effort for 40 minutes, rebounding the basketball. They had close to a 10-rebound edge last night. Those things add up and make a difference in the end when you're talking about a one-possession, two-possession game. Who has the ball last to win the game? Last night was one of those games. LSU could be that again on Sunday, as it was the last time they played. So that kind of game can mean more than just that win last night.
When you look at rebounds and Tennessee has the advantage, that's a great stat to point to when you hear Caldwell's comments about Tennessee. She felt like her team wanted it more. And we have to say this, too. UConn missed some bunnies around the rim. Just really uncharacteristic. But Tennessee was able to take advantage of it and make theirs more around the rim. And, Z Spearman was in her bag. She was really, really good for Tennessee last night.
Gino, at the end of his press conference last night, did add that before the game, he was asked what message he had for Kim Caldwell when they spoke. He said before the game, he told her he can see the difference in the program.
Yeah.
So he was very complimentary of what she's done in her first season so far at Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, we try to talk Lady Vols as much as we can. We understand kind of the sport that stirs a drink. But when mentioning the Lady Vols this season, their games against Florida State, their game against, Iowa up in New York, they have had some really good games where you could tell the difference months ago. And there's been some people that just probably haven't watched Lady Vol basketball, haven't paid attention, but the fact that they beat UConn and played UConn, maybe you just now tuning in, but they've looked different weeks and months ago. 100%, man. I mean, the effort that they play with, the intensity they play with, I mean, you can tell. And, again, they're only going to get better. And after you get a win like that, especially after coming so close but still short, and you have your coach telling you, hey, keep chopping wood, keep doing the things we're telling you to do. It's hard when you keep losing. But now when you win, it's easier to listen and take in what the coaches are telling you. I can see this team winning again on Sunday against LSU. I can see it happening because now your belief level goes through the roof. The belief level now should be higher than it's ever been for this program and the players for Kim Caldwell.
Yep, and as we discussed yesterday, at the start of the week, Tennessee was projected as a 6 seed. It's just one game, but that'll be the highest quality win for the Lady Vols to this point. That could potentially help Tennessee get a higher seed in the NCAA tournament.
That's right.
We'll see what happens the rest of the way in the SEC. But that was big last night for a number of reasons. It was great for Tennessee athletics and the fan base to have that at home as well. The fans were fired up last night. I don't think that's died down here this afternoon. People are still fired up.
The next home game, I would like to see that crowd back out there.
Mm-hmm.
These girls deserve it, man. They've been playing hard all season long. So they played hard last night, but I don't think they played any harder than they have all season long. So hopefully the ladies get the same crowd, if not better, later in the season and next home game. What's the next home game? Let's see. Oh, never mind. Probably won't be getting the same crowd. Ain't nobody trying to watch Auburn. I know Bruce Pearl tweeted out that they're everything school, but I doubt we get the same crowd, Lady Vols versus Auburn.
Hey, nameless and faceless, Swain. So I expect the same level of energy for Auburn.
I'm just being realistic.
As UConn.
I know our girls will play hard,
right,
but I don't anticipate the same crowd for Lady Vols versus the Lady Tigers of Auburn.
It won't be the same. You're right to say that it won't.
It's not going to be the same.
Hey, we'll follow up here and see perhaps exactly what it means, but I'll just mention this before we close things out and get ready for Richard Hendricks from the SEC Network next segment. This is just an interesting note. Ross Dellinger sharing it. UNC System President Peter Hans has limited the authority UNC Chapel Hill trustees have over athletics. He sent out a memo. Hans said trustees have created substantial legal risk to the university by acting independently of the administration. Dellinger noting in a memo sent after UNC Chapel Hill hired football coach Bill Belichick, the system president has warned the board that acting on its own could create substantial legal risk to the university. So the Belichick era is
Get
underway.
Out of there, Bill. Get out of there, Bill.
Oh, man, I can't wait to see it.
Get out of there now.
What a time. We'll get out for this segment. We'll come back. We'll talk SEC and college hoops with Richard Hendricks of the SEC Network when we return. 90 minutes to go on Josh and Swain.
Your odds to win 99.1 These Sports Animals' biggest prizes just got better. We now draw one member of our email club, The Jungle, as an instant finalist in contests with a grand prize value over $500. Club members get links to our latest blogs and videos, plus a layout of sports animal programming and the biggest sporting events of the weekend. To make sure you receive our weekly sports animal emails, visit our website at 991thesportsanimal.com and sign up for The Jungle Email Club.
Need a new roof? You need Mo Shingles. Need new siding? You need Mo Shingles. Mo Shingles, locally owned and operated with an A+ Better Business Bureau rating and over 100 5-star reviews. Free estimates, moshingles.com, 770-0506.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Paid for by Estella's Pharma.
Oh, can you smell it? Those Moonshine Mountain cookies baking fresh for that amazing taste unlike any other cookie that you've ever tried. Creamy chocolate chip, sea salted caramel toffee, white chocolate strawberry, and many, many more. Moonshine Mountain cookies, a unique blend of flour, rolled oats, and real butter, but never any added preservatives. Moonshine Mountain cookies make a great Valentine's gift or just a special treat for yourself. And they'll ship them to any special person anywhere in the country. Moonshine Mountain, locally owned, 3 stores here in Knoxville to serve you, West Hills, Farragut, and Fountain City. Moonshine Mountain Cookies also offers delicious cookie cakes, and they make their own incredibly creamy hand-scooped ice cream. Order your cookies for Valentine's today. MoonshineMountainCookies.com to ship, or just drop by one of the 3 stores. It's more than cookies. It's dessert.
Now that mowing season is winding down, Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply is starting their winter service special. Get free pickup and delivery when you have your mowers serviced now through March. This could make a great gift for Dad this year. Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply has locations in Knoxville, Maryville, and Powell to get you taken care of. Call Dickens Turf and Landscape Supply today at 588-1993 for details or visit DickensSupply.com. Dickens Turf and Landscape Supplies got you covered all year long.
Does life feel heavy sometimes? Lay your burden down and give it to God. The Gathering Church is a community of believers who are not here to fix you, but to help you receive the love that God wants you to have. It's never too late. Jesus still saves, heals, delivers, prospers, and He cares for you. Prayer service at 9:30 a.m., teaching at 10:30. Visit online at thegatheringfamily.com, or better yet, come in person. All are welcome at The Gathering. You're not alone. You can make this place your home.
Wow, these bank fees are flat out ridiculous. And forget about trying to get a car or home loan. So, you do your banking with, Sharon?
Me? I don't.
You don't use a bank?
No.
So what do you, like, save your money under a mattress? Bury it in the backyard? Or maybe you borrow from some rich relative when you need a loan?
No, nothing like that. I do credit unioning.
Wait, what? Credit unioning? What the heck's that?
It's kind of like banking, but so much better. Especially if you use Alcoa Federal Credit Union.
Shopping for an auto loan? Shopping for a vehicle is easy the ATFCU way. Talk to Alcoa 10 before you shop so you can hit the lots with a same-day pre-approved loan. And you can get behind the wheel of that new or used car or truck. Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, the clear choice. Your less red tape banking alternative. Go to atfcu.com for details. Member NCUA, an equal housing lender.
This report is sponsored by Robert Half. Robert Half research indicates 9 out of 10 hiring managers are having difficulty hiring. Robert Half is here to help. Their recruiting professionals use proprietary AI to connect businesses with highly skilled talent. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Should be a stunning day, but definitely a little bit cooler. Still above average with good sunshine at 60 degrees and a few sprinkles in the southwestern corner of the map down near Watts Bar Lake. Tonight, a little on the cool side, but we're skyrocketing to 71 on a windy and beautiful Saturday. From the WVLT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Ben Cathy.
Bring a whole new meaning to your backyard barbecue with a new deck. Tennessee Home is your local trusted deck and fencing specialist. Call today for a free, no-pressure design appointment at 865-304-0955 or visit them online, tennesseehome.us.
Free on the radio, free on the app, free on our website. You can hear 99.1 The Sports Animal free anytime, anywhere. Fair, honest sports conversation from two guys that define credibility. Here's Josh and Swain on The Sports Animal.
Back on Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us. We have 90 minutes to go on today's show, getting ready for a big sports weekend, another big weekend of SEC basketball. Next to VFL, former Tennessee wide receiver Jason Swain. I'm Josh Ward. Swain, we get to go to the Stanley Fencing and Gates Hotline. I love these kinds of segments when a University of Tennessee athlete and University of Alabama athlete can come together for some good sports conversation.
Well, they're going to get it right now because Richard Hendricks, former Alabama hooper from the great part of Alabama, North Alabama, doing this thing for SEC Network. And, Richard, man, thanks so much for joining us this afternoon.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me.
You got a chance to call a game earlier in the season. Tennessee has been pretty consistent defensively, man, the last couple of years. This year, number one defense in the country. Offensively, there's been some questions. What have you seen from Tennessee this year that makes you believe that they could be one of the teams that's standing last, or maybe they still have some work to do? Your opinion of Tennessee?
Well, I think it definitely starts with them on the defensive end. This is a team that when they are connected, they can just choke you out. I mean, their ability to control the pace of the game, particularly with Zakai Ziegler and his point guard play of being able to control tempo, walking it up the court, putting everyone where they need to be, and he does a good job being a great on-ball defender to set the tone. That allows Tennessee to play at a pace that's a little bit different than other teams in the conference. And one thing that's positive about them is when you can guard at the ability that they can. Defense is something that can travel, and if they can be able to shore up things on the offensive end, then they'll be a team that can be competitive and be in the mix when March comes rolling around.
Have you noticed maybe some changes offensively in Tennessee in the last couple of games? I mean, just shooting the ball poorly versus Auburn, but you look at what they did versus Missouri. From your basketball eye, have you seen some changes with Tennessee offensively in the last couple of games?
Well, I think if you look at what Igor Milicic was able to do, it's important that they can get some point production from him at that 4 spot. I think the comparison that you saw early in the year with Chaz Lanier and Dalton Connect in previous years was not actually fair. Connect was more of a 3-level scorer. He could score in isolation. He could get out in transition. He could also take one-on-one situations if he had a smaller guy and take him down low and score, where Lanier is more of a jump shooting guard, where he gets his shots coming off of pin downs and screens. He shoots on the perimeter and doesn't rely as much on getting to the drive. Now, I do think at his size, at 6'4", he has the ability to get downhill and get to the basket. And if he can do that more and get to the free throw line, it can make him an even more efficient scorer, which will be important for Tennessee. Zakai Ziegler shooting the ball well from the outside is going to be critical. But the guy that I really look at is Jordan Gainey. And when he can come in the game, he gives them ability to be able to play in the pick and roll. He can score on his man on a one-on-one, and he can get out in transition. You're going to have someone who can step in and get some tough buckets when everyone is focused on other players that they're going to need in the clutch. And he's been able to do that. You saw the winning basket he had against Illinois, and he's made some big shots in some other games this year. So he's going to be an important factor as they move forward.
We're talking to Richard Hendricks of ESPN and the SEC Network. The league is strong and as deep as it is this season. Richard, how do you think it's preparing these teams for the conversation we'll have, 5 or 6 weeks from now when they're preparing for the NCAA tournament?
Well, I hope it's preparing them to get it done to win a championship. I mean, listen, everyone talks about how strong the SEC is, and I agree. They're a talented league, well coached, but you haven't had a national champion since Kentucky got it done in 2012. And over a decade long of a drought without getting it done to be the last team standing is concerning to me. And when you have so many good teams in a year where everyone speaks so highly of you, it's important for the conference to have one team to step up and get it done. And last I checked, I think Joe Lunardi had 3 teams on the one line with Auburn, Alabama, and Tennessee to be a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. Seeding matters. Obviously, having the numbers in the field matters, but the SEC is going to have to get it done in the money time, and it's all because of if you're being battle tested in conference play. I would only hope that can help you prepare to beat teams in the tournament.
How many teams from the SEC do you realistically think can win the national championship?
I would have to say 4, maybe 5. And I look at it from a standpoint of a stylistic thing and a talent. Auburn really looks really good right now. Obviously, they're at the top of the rankings in the SEC, 9-0 in the conference. They have an interior presence that no one else in the league has with Janai Broome, where you can throw it inside. He can command a double team. And they have shooters sprayed out all around the perimeter. And they play really well defensively with their connectivity. I have to look at Auburn. I'd have to look at Alabama, because Alabama, when you see them, they have the most talent in the league. When you watch them, 6'11" across the board in the starting lineup on the front court with Grant Nelson, Clifford Amore, and Jaron Stevenson. You have Mark Sears coming back, who's a 20-point-per-game scorer. They have Chris Youngblood, who's a big-time shooter, and Aiden Holloway, who comes off the bench and brings so much firepower. So Alabama's loaded. It's a matter of styles and matchups when you get into postseason, and that's why I look at Auburn with them having a post player, and Alabama plays a little bit more up-tempo. It's going to be about who you match up with. But Florida's built like Auburn. They have an inside-out game. Tennessee, obviously, they can play really good defense, and if they're scoring, they're going to be a tough team to deal with. And if Kentucky can get things back going, if they can get healthy again, and you talk about the offense in which they play with Mark Pope, they can be a team. If they can get it going, they can be in the mix.
Yeah, Richard, what do you make of the position Kentucky's in right now?
Well, I think obviously you're playing in a tough league this year, and there's not an easy game. The games I've seen Kentucky play, when they're working well offensively, they get a lot of energy that correlates over to the defensive end. They run that 5-out offense that's predicated on the big man at the top of the key, making a lot of reads, backdoor cuts, even dribbling the ball up the court if someone's pressed. And they've had some injuries to keep some big guys out of the game, some important players. Lamont Butler, Andrew Carr had missed some time. But where they're going to have to really make a difference is going to have to be on the defensive end. You're going to have to apply a little bit more pressure on the ball, off the ball, and make things more difficult for opposing offenses, even being more disruptive in creating some defense into offense and getting easy points. The execution on the offensive end is beautiful to watch, but in a tough league, you have to play both ways.
Is there a team that you find most dangerous from the group of, and tell me if I put a wrong team in there, but the group of Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Missouri, what they've done, they've jumped up this season. Is there a team from that kind of group in the SEC that you think will be most dangerous to go on what might be considered a surprise run here in a few weeks?
Well, they're all dangerous. And you have to say it this year with respect to every team in the league. If you start listing a team that you say, hey, well, these are the teams to watch. In the SEC, there's another group of another 4 teams that are saying, hey, what about us? We're ranked in the top 25. I mean, you have the veteran play at Texas A&M. You know, they have Wade Taylor IV, who's a dynamic scorer. They have inside play that are going to pound the offensive glass. That's a team that's dangerous that you don't want to play against just because of the physicality. Ole Miss is another really good defensive team, and when they're playing good basketball, they're hard to score on. They turn you over, and they can get things done. In Missouri, what Dennis Gates has been able to do after bouncing back from an 0-18 season last year in SEC play, and as Tennessee saw in the recent game, taking it all the way down to the wire on the road against a really good Vols team, that's a team that you have to be aware of. You cannot overlook any team in this league. And as you mentioned, that next group of four is really dangerous, and particularly if you got to play them on their home court.
What has it been like for you, someone that played at Alabama, did not have the type of seasons that we're seeing now from Alabama, but now you are an analyst for SC Network, and now Alabama is one of the premier programs in college basketball. Did you ever think that you would be, seeing this, 10, 15 years later after your playing days?
No, what they're doing is what I dreamed of. That's why I went there as a high recruit coming out of high school. I could only hope that I could lead my home state to some of these heights that they've been able to go to. So it's been remarkable to sit back and see what Nate Oates has been able to do at Alabama, leading his team to Final Fours and SEC championships in the tournament and in the regular season. Winning big games in the middle of the season has been significant. So it's been a joy to watch, but never in my wildest dreams would I ever look to see Auburn and Alabama as two of the premier teams in college basketball and look to be on a collision course on February 15th to be the marquee game in college basketball and maybe even the most popular rivalry. I mean, so I don't just think that I could ever have predicted to see any of that. Even Tennessee is well on the one line. I mean, it's a different day in college basketball for sure.
What's allowed it to change, do you think, across the league, where basketball is in the SEC now?
Well, I think, first and foremost, I think you have to give the credit to the coaches, but I think you also have to give the credit to the conference for making a little bit more of an initiative to try to put the importance on basketball. I also have to look at the exposure that the SEC network has given basketball in the South, in the Southeastern Conference, because as much as everyone loves to say that the league is as good as it's ever been, and this is the best that I've ever seen the SEC, in the time when I was in college, my freshman year, there were 8 teams to make the NCAA tournament, and 7 of us won on the first day. And the national championship, or the Final Four, had LSU and Florida in it, and Florida won back-to-back titles, in 2006 and 2007. So to me, from that generation, to say that this is the league the best it's ever seen, I don't know. I think it just might be the most exposure that you now see nationally because of the opportunity. I mean, the games were put on different stations and people weren't able to see what the SEC had to offer, but we were always amongst some of the best teams when you competed against the national field and even in the NCAA tournament. So it's fun to see where it is now, the exposure, the NBA draft picks, but to me, you got to get it done in March and see if we can have the last team standing.
Hey, Richard, last thing, we'll get you out of here. A guy that I'm sure you talk about a lot, have covered over the last few years, Zakai Ziegler. We talk about him pretty much every day during the season. What's the impact you see from Zakai for 40 minutes, both ends of the floor? How does he impact Tennessee basketball?
I mean, to me, as a big guy, it's incredible to watch. I watch it, and I stay fascinated of how he's able to get it done. Because, he's such a small guard, and most guards of that stature need to play the game in an up-tempo style to get out in space. But for him to be so effective in the half court, to not be afraid to go in there with the trees and finish in the paint. He plays with so much efficiency and is always on balance. No one's ever able to move him off of his spot. He can get it when he wants it, and where he wants it. He can get off shots however he wants. And then defensively, he's always disruptive. May it be with stealing balls, taking charges, getting his nose in there and getting 50-50 balls. It's just so impressive to me when I see a guy of that stature who, in many ways, is able to dominate and control the game when the physical traits are possibly a disadvantage for him. But, I mean, he's a remarkable player, and it's been fun to watch him play when I've been on assignment with the Vols.
Richard, we really appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us today. Your coverage continues to be great with the SEC Network and ESPN covering the sport. Thanks so much for hopping on with us today.
Thank you all for having me.
Richard Hendricks of the SEC Network. He was a legend representing Alabama last year in the SEC tournament. Appreciate his time today on the Stanley Fencing and Gates Hotline.
Absolutely. Does a great job.
We'll come back and invite you to join us. Call or text at 865-656-9900. We get ready for a big weekend of basketball. We get ready for the Super Bowl on Sunday. We have an attaboy to hand out this afternoon as well coming up. Join us. Call or text at 865-656-9900 on Josh and Swain.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Struggling to get the Social Security disability benefits you deserve? At McKinnish Law Group, they understand how challenging the process can be. Their experienced attorneys are dedicated to helping you navigate the complex system, fighting for your rights every step of the way. Don't face this alone. They're here to ensure that you get the support you need and the benefits you've earned today, because your future shouldn't be uncertain. Visit McKinnishLaw.com. All people are equal before the law. A good attorney makes a difference.
Flowers, chocolates, those are okay, but an insanely clean home from Zero Res Carpet Cleaning, well, they're sure to impress your loved ones. And only Zero Res uses ZR water to clean your carpets and other surfaces without harsh chemicals. And to make things sweeter, they leave zero residue, so your carpets, they're going to stay cleaner for longer. And for now, Valentine's Day, you can get 2 rooms for free when you book 2 rooms for only $109. Mention me, Tyler Ivins from the Sports Animal, and you can book online. Incredible deal this February, ZeroResKnoxville.com.
Hey, Tennessee, what are you looking for in an automobile dealership? How about a no-pressure, friendly staff, a huge selection of pre-owned inventory, which incidentally is why it's been called the intersection of selection for over 20 years. How about one of the largest new car inventories in the entire area? And don't forget, they all come with Rusty Wallace Honda's exclusive 200,000-mile warranty. Or maybe it's service after the sale you want. If that's the case, then get to our award-winning service department. Whatever your reason, don't wait. Get to the intersection of selection. Rusty Wallace Honda, I-75 at Callahan Drive.
This is Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. How can I help you?
I'm having some issues with my drains.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What seems to be the problem?
It's making this kind of a sound.
No worries. We can help you with that. If your drains are making strange sounds or giving off foul odors, then you may have a blockage or issue with your sewer line. Pipe Wrench can get your pipes flowing again in no time with our $99 drain clearing special. And if we can't open your drain, the visit is free. You also get a free camera inspection of your sewer line to help us easily pinpoint the source of the clog and provide the best and most affordable solution. When we identify the problem, we provide the best option, ranging from drain cabling, hydrojetting, spot repair, or even new sewer line replacements if needed. Don't ignore signs of a clogged drain or sewer line before it turns into a costly problem. Call the plumbing experts at Pipe Wrench today at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com.
See website for details. BillsHappen.com is not a lender. It does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, everything is so expensive. Our bills are piling up.
You're telling me credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner? We need some extra cash.
We should do what my friend from work did. She went to BillsHappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
Our credit is not great. Are you sure that would work for us?
BillsHappen.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
Sounds like it's going to be a hassle.
My friend said it was super easy. She did it right from her phone during her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Guess what? I went to BillsHappen.com, and we're getting our money tomorrow.
Wow, that's fast. Problem solved.
If you need extra cash, go to BillsHappen.com. That's BillsHappen.com. BillsHappen.com.
Welcome back into Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us this afternoon. 865-656-9900 to be a part of the show. Swain, it's Super Bowl week. Super Bowl week brings a lot of media coverage.
I thought it was about the NBA trade deadline this week.
That has taken up a lot of the headlines, hasn't it?
It's got more attention than the Super Bowl this week. But I think in the last day or two, it's gone back to normal.
Well, there's one person in the football world that's always good at grabbing a headline, if need be. It'd be Coach Prime. Deion Sanders. Mm-hmm. He is there in New Orleans. He was on Dan Patrick's show today, and the idea of coaching in the NFL came up. He was linked to the Cowboys job for some period of time. He'll probably always be linked to the Cowboys job. But he was asked about the idea of coaching in the NFL. Deion said, quote, "I'm not doing anything at the next level without my sons. Everyone knows that. Why would I go coach against my sons? Who signs up for that? What idiot does that?" So if Deion were to coach in the NFL, it would appear that he would be going to whatever team ends up with his, he says sons plural. Shadour's the only one that's going to be playing in the NFL, right? Or is he talking about Travis as well?
Well, he's talking about his favorite son. He just tweeted that out, I think, in the last 24 hours, too.
Shadour still ranked number one?
Yeah. He capitalized favorite. I think Charlotte's going to have a tough time, kind of looking at his East-West Shrine reps. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a lot tougher for him to stick on a team.
Sure.
But, I mean, I understand where he's coming from. I mean, I really do.
I do, too.
He doesn't have to coach at the NFL. He can make an impact in college. He can have more power, more influence in college. He wants to coach his son. He has coached his son. He's been the only coach to his son his whole entire life. I don't have a problem with his comments.
Do you think that he will try to coach his son, though, if his son ends up in a spot that they're not having success in the next couple of years? Because Shadour is likely a top 5 pick, could be the number 1 pick, which means he's probably going to a team that's not going to succeed right away. Probably. Nothing's guaranteed there. But if that happens, then that head coach could be in trouble.
Well, the Raiders just got a coach. Mm-hmm. Dayball is getting an extra chance there with the Giants.
Right.
I mean, I would hate to see Deion going up against his Cowboys twice a year in New York, but that sounds fun.
You want to talk about getting the headlines back?
Well, that sounds really, really fun. But I don't have a problem with Deion saying he wants to coach his son and he wouldn't go to NFL unless it is the coach's son, because his passion has always been for young people, being able to put more attention on high school and college players. And I don't think that would be good for Shadour if he's coaching his son at the NFL level, because that could create some issues in the locker room.
That it could as well.
Yeah.
So something over the next couple of years to monitor. I'm sure the media will remind you if something goes wrong in the next spot, there'll be a reminder that Deion's always out there.
Whatever team Shadour plays on,
yep,
when they fire their coach, Deion Sanders, and probably even before they fire their coach, Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, will be mentioned as a replacement.
Swain, Logan asked this in the YouTube chat a couple minutes to go here in the final segment of this hour. Logan asked, do you think the win last night was court-storming worthy? The Lady Vols with the win over UConn.
No.
It was a big deal, huge win. I would say no as well.
No. You know how I feel about that. Like, you're Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
You are Tennessee. You are bigger in the women's game than Tennessee football is in the college football game. Like, you built this. You built college basketball for women. You're not storming the court. No. I don't care where UConn is ranked. I don't care if they won 3 more national championships than you. No. Nah. So I'm glad we didn't. It was cool to see former players and the current players celebrate together. That made my heart happy.
That was cool.
Yeah. But you can't be at everything in school and be doing all that and then storming the court acting like you've never been there before. Nah.
Celebrate it and then move forward, which is what they're doing.
Exactly.
They have to turn around and play a huge game this weekend against LSU as well. Everybody recognizes, though, big win for the Lady Vols, the team this year, and the program for Tennessee to beat UConn last night. We have another hour to go, 865-656-9900 if you'd like to join us right here on Josh and Swain.
Are you ready for football?
Let's go.
Truly ready for football? Yes. Are you screaming for football?
What the hell is happening?
Dreaming for football?
Good times.
Eating, sleeping, crafting, parenting, naming your pets, and preparing for football.
That sort of stuff happen? Oh, my goodness.
Are you dancing, jonesing, Mahomesing for football?
That's what I'm looking forward to seeing.
Good. Then you are ready for football. With the Rich Eisen Show podcast.
They're ready.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Hey, it's Josh. I want to tell you about Wilson Brothers Plumbing. If you run into a plumbing issue, call the pros at Wilson Brothers Plumbing. We have relied on Wilson Brothers Plumbing at my home. I have recommended Wilson Brothers Plumbing to friends and family, to coworkers that have run into issues, needed plumbing help. Wilson Brothers Plumbing will be there for you. They have a set of core values that they rely on every single day to provide great service to people right here in East Tennessee. They work with integrity. They rely on the expertise that they have built and continuing to grow and learn with the industry advancements. They have a team that is set up to help you. They will collaborate together. If it's a big project that needs to be handled the right way, they will make sure that happens. So if you run into a problem and you need quick help, or you're planning a project, rely on the professionals at Wilson Brothers Plumbing. Call 865-415-1537 or visit the website wilsonbrothersplumbing.com. That's wilsonbrothersplumbing.com. Wilson Brothers. The proof is in the plumbing.
This has been a paid announcement.
Rick Terry here with Rick Terry Jewelry Designs. If you're new to the area or you've never been in our store, let me tell you about our once-a-year clearance sale. It's a great sale. And why? Because it's for real. Not a market up to market down. It's 40 to 50% off our oldest items, 20 to 30% off our newest, hottest items. And it only happens once a year. Sale starts February the 5th through Valentine's Day. I promise you won't be disappointed. Rick Terry Jewelry Designs. We want to be your jeweler.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Hey folks, it's Jake from Rusty Wallace Ski of Knoxville on Callahan Drive. When you're looking to make your next car purchase, think about these things. Rusty Wallace Kia's fantastic selection. We've got more cars on the ground than we've had in years. Think about the incredible warranty with our exclusive 200,000-mile warranty. And think about the excellent service before, during, and after the sale. You'll get it all when you choose Rusty Wallace Kia of Knoxville, I-75 at Callahan Drive.
Do you know what the scariest sound to hear on a factory floor is? Silence. That means something somewhere broke. Production has stopped, and now you're paying your workers to wait while the team troubleshoots and tries to fix the problem. Finally, there's a proactive way to reduce equipment downtime, thanks to MaintainX. MaintainX is the asset management system that brings your maintenance downtime to zero. MaintainX lets you build preventative maintenance schedules, manage work orders in real time, and access the data you need to make better decisions. Downtime equals death in the production world, so make unplanned downtime a thing of the past. Try MaintainX for free. Control the daily operations of your business and transform your maintenance program by going to maintainx.com. That's maintain and the letter X.com.
This is WNML FM Friendsville, WNML AM Knoxville, Cumulus Media Stations, broadcasting worldwide from the Budweiser Studios. We are 99.1 The Sports Animal.
This is Andrew Perloff with a Sports Minute. Super Bowl officials will face unprecedented scrutiny on Sunday. There's already a narrative that they favor the Chiefs, but it's actually been a while now that officials have faced heavy criticism. You can thank high-def TVs and social media in part for making their job harder. Back in the day, they got stuff wrong all the time, but it was harder to rip them on a national platform. Now, they have to be close to perfect. Or unfortunately for the NFL, the men in stripes will be a big story. I'm Andrew Perloff.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check you have a full tank of gas first before road tripping through the desert.
Empty? Seriously? Maybe I can walk.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Maybe I can't.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Back on Josh and Swain, we begin hour number 3 on this Friday afternoon. Thank you for being with us today. Hope you're getting ready for a big weekend coming up. We have discussed Tennessee's win over UConn last night. Talk about big wins. We had a great time talking to Alexis Hornbuckle an hour ago. She was at the game last night. She was among several former Lady Vol basketball players that were in attendance. That was great to see at the game, and then, of course, to be able to help celebrate with the team after the win. So beating UConn last night, getting ready for LSU, kind of adds to the field that the Lady Vol basketball program is returning to try to compete for championships. So they're going to do that this season. There's still a lot of work to be done. But that was a championship-level type atmosphere, what Tennessee had at home against UConn last night to get the win. Huge potential breakthrough for the program to win that game against UConn. Number 5 in the country, UConn.
It was mentioned during the broadcast that the ladies talked about the men's football team beating Alabama and like storming the field, and for me the coolest part of that was the foreign players in the locker room celebrating with the current players, and Peyton, Jalen Hyatt with the iconic picture, and Joey Kent in the locker room, and Jabbar Davis in the locker room, smoking cigars. Like, that's the coolest part for me. And last night the coolest part for me was seeing some of the former Lady Vol players celebrating with the current Lady Vol players, because they understand what it means to beat UConn, same way that former Tennessee football players understand what it means to beat Alabama on the third Saturday of October and smoking that cigar. So that's what really stood out to me last night. Happy for the ladies on this team, especially the ladies that were part of the team last year and the year before. Like the new players, they got a chance to come to Tennessee, were not recruited by Tennessee probably, or UConn, or if they were, did not decide to go. But now you come to Tennessee and you're part of that big matchup between two programs, and you're a reason why Tennessee was able to win for the first time in 11 tries. And then for the players that were in this program and on this team for the last couple of years under a different head coach and came up short against UConn, happy for them too for different reasons. But just happy for the girls in our program, this coaching staff, man. It makes it easier for sure when you're going out there recruiting, when you're looking for that support and expecting that support from your community. It makes it a whole lot easier when you beat teams like UConn and programs like UConn.
Yeah, Kim Caldwell and the staff, they went out and added players to the transfer portal with the goal of winning as quickly as possible. The goal is to win right away. I know it's year one and We can always put kind of a, well, we'll see what happens in the future, and that still applies. But Kim Caldwell's approach was, let's win as much as quickly as possible. And a game like last night would be an example.
Yeah, did you, like, when you hit the portal for the first time as a first-year coach, like, you're offering playing time and a style of play, and you just don't know what you're gonna get. But after you beat UConn, I would think it's going to be easier for Kim Caldwell to go to the portal and be able to attract some talent now after having this win and a year under your belt where people can see how you coach and the style of play that you have that some people question whether it will work or not at this level. And Caldwell has proven that it is working.
I saw fans on social media talking about they were emotional watching that win last night.
I love it, man.
Well, part of that is just wanting it so bad for the program, a program that so many fans care about and have wanted to be back in that position. Also hating UConn. Well, hate will bring out emotion, too, and there's a lot of hate for UConn basketball because of the history in that rivalry.
I think it's hard not to be emotional when you think about what Pat Summitt would say if she was still with us and how she would feel and how important this matchup, this win would mean to her. And, like, you think about how much she loved this university and how much she poured into the game of women's basketball. I think when you think about all those things, man, you just really can't help but to be emotional. It's what makes that win, so special. It's what makes this play so special.
Yeah, last night after the game, Kim Caldwell talked about wanting her team to enjoy it. Now, that's not going to affect, I'm sure, the message of the turnaround because LSU's up next. That's a tougher game they're going to play on Sunday compared to last night.
For sure.
But I think that's important to appreciate what happened last night, to want to build on it and do more of that moving forward. Don't treat it like, hey, that was a cool win that we'll talk about forever that night. Talk about that win and how it got things started with what the Lady Vols plan to do in the future.
Yeah, that's why I won't be surprised if they go on the road and beat LSU. Like, it's one thing to win at home versus a top 5 opponent. The next test is to do it on the road versus a good opponent. Mm-hmm. And, hey, this is a really good opportunity to do that against a team that you've already played and you've watched the film and you've probably seen, oh, man, we would have had them if this would have happened, or we would have made this mistake. You can correct those mistakes. And if you're LSU, man, it's really hard to beat a team, multiple times. But they'll be playing at home, and they'll have the crowd on their side.
Jeff texted in, Pat has a big smile on her face today. Another text, which I'm going to edit for FCC purposes, but said, I felt like the weight of all 17-plus years of raising kids lifted off of me when our lovely ladies in pink and orange sent UConn packing. Another message about Gino, and I'm a Pat follower for life. So just a lot of dislike towards UConn in the message. So that is part of it. You add it all up, and it's a huge night for the Lady Vols.
Good job, Josh. I think Gino's number one on the list.
Number one would be where this person
would enemy number one
would rank Gino.
Yep. Yeah, I think we can both agree on that one.
Yeah, Randall said, I grew up in a small town. Our basketball league gift was Lady Vols tickets back at Stokely. Lady Vol basketball means a lot. So glad to see it back.
It was big. It was big time. On a big time stage. Watching ESPN Sports Center and leading into the game, talking about how big this game, and I thought Rebecca Lobo did a really good job. She's a professional. Obviously, she's a UConn legend, and I didn't notice any bias from her. But I'm glad she got a chance to watch them Lady Vols spank her UConn Huskies up close and personal. That was good, too.
She got to see it.
Because I ain't forgot about what Gino did to Candace Walker. I ain't forgot about that. We ain't forgot about that. We'll never forget.
Never forget. Mm-hmm. Never forget with USA basketball.
Exactly.
The other thing is, so Pat Summitt in Tennessee kind of built the game and got the growth going, right? And then the Tennessee-UConn rivalry was the biggest rivalry. Those were the two programs in the sport. That was the game that everybody wanted to watch around the country.
Yep.
In recent years, the game has exploded. Women's basketball popularity is at an all-time high. Mm-hmm. The players have never been more marketable. And Tennessee's kind of been left out of that conversation in a lot of ways over the last few years, just realistically. They've not been a player on the national stage for several years. Tennessee deserves to be back in that. So that felt like it too. The game itself is getting a ton of attention, deserves it, and here's a chance for the Lady Vols to rejoin that conversation. Because if Tennessee rejoins that conversation, it's going to get all kinds of coverage.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be there for sure. After the game, I stayed tuned in. I was watching Notre Dame, and I was watching Stanford, and then it reminded me that Stanford is about to make an exit. I looked at their record. Record's not all that great. I know they had their Hall of Fame coach just stepped down. They promoted their assistant, but they got beat by 40, 50 points last night. And so Tennessee is kind of entering that conversation again, and Stanford looks like they're on their way out.
Big opportunity.
Huge opportunity.
Tennessee's going to try to go grab it. We'll come back. We get to the Super Bowl on Sunday. The Chiefs, the Eagles, huge matchup. A lot of different angles to the game. We'll look at picks and how the game might go when we come back. We have 45 minutes to go on today's show, 865-656-9900. If you would like to connect. Next to VFL, former Tennessee wide receiver Jason Swain. I'm Josh Ward. We continue on Josh and Swain.
Your odds to win 99.1 The Sports Animal's biggest prizes just got better. We now draw one member of our email club, The Jungle, as an instant finalist in contests with a grand prize value over $500. Club members get links to our latest blogs and videos, plus a layout of Sports Animal programming and the biggest sporting events of the weekend. To make sure you receive our weekly Sports Animal emails, visit our website at 991thesportsanimal.com and sign up for The Jungle Email Club.
Rick Terry here with Rick Terry Jewelry Designs. If you're new to the area or you've never been in our store, let me tell you about our once-a-year clearance sale. It's a great sale. And why? Because it's for real. Not a market up to market down. It's 40 to 50% off our oldest items, 20 to 30% off our newest, hottest items. And it only happens once a year. Sale starts February the 5th through Valentine's Day. I promise you won't be disappointed. Rick Terry Jewelry Designs. We want to be your jeweler.
Where you should be excited about getting outside, getting moving. Well, if something feels off, the energy is not there, you're feeling tired, well, it could be because of low testosterone levels. Also, if you're feeling like you don't have the motivation and drive, gaining some weight, or there's a loss of muscle mass, Low T Center is the place to get your levels checked. They're not your typical doctor's office. They're physicians specialized in treating low T with testosterone replacement, or TRT. They have over a decade of experience helping patients, and super important, their personal treatment plans are optimized for each patient. They're not standard basic treatments. You can get your health evaluated for treatment with prescription GLP-1 weight loss medications as well. And for current patients, Low T Center is offering you a $150 referral credit for each new patient that you refer. Go to the website, that's lowtcenter.com, to book your appointment online today. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
This has been a paid announcement.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Premium, by definition, a product of superior quality and therefore a higher price. SweetDeals.com's new Premium tab is here to break all the rules. Premium products without the extra cost. Designer handbags, luxury cruises, autographed sports memorabilia, gift cards to your favorite eateries, stores, and more. Priced up to 70% off. Premium just got affordable to all. Shop, score, save. Up to 70% off. SweetDeals.com. Click on the Premium tab and reward yourself today.
BeTheYoungerYouKnox.com. BeTheYoungerYouKnox.com. Look at the pictures of people who've lost the weight. Do you have the type 2 diabetes? Is it causing problems in your feet and your hands and you feel just sluggish? Diabetes does some horrible stuff to people. And the truth is, you can perhaps reverse it. 865-498-3000 is the telephone number to get started to feel better, look younger, feel younger, be the younger you, Knox.com. 865-498-3000.
Results may be
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TURN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TURN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TURN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Listening to us on the air. Free. Listening on the app. Free. Listening on our website. Free. No subscription required. Just free sports talk. The hottest sports stories of the day broken down to their very core with honest, informed opinions. Here's Josh and Swain on The Sports Animal.
This is Josh and Swain. Thank you for being with us today as we continue on this Friday afternoon ahead of Super Bowl Sunday coming up in 2 days. We get to go to the Stanley Fencing and Gates hotline to say hello to Fat Jack with FatJackSports.com. Fat Jack, appreciate the time as always. How are you today?
Doing great in Las Vegas. Actually having a little breakfast, doing some radio. I've already bet a bunch of these prop bets for the weekend. Basketball swept yesterday, so we're already into profits heading into the weekend and ready for a great Super Bowl. We've got predicted final score, best bets for the game, and about 17 prop bets that are all have been sent out and are ready to go for only $99. And I've hit 14 straight Super Bowls, so I suspect this will be number 15. And the prop bets are really where the money is made. This week, just allow some opportunities on some of these different bets that you just don't get the rest of the time of the year. And I've figured out over the years how to take one or two pieces of information that I believe are going to happen and be able to drill down and make 3 or 4 or 5 units of profit based on that one fact or one thing that I think is going to be a fact. And so it's made it a very, very profitable weekend over the last more than a decade. So excited about that at FatJackSports.com for sure.
Fat Jack, where should we begin the conversation here as we look ahead to Sunday?
So I mean, the game itself, I think we should tell people first and foremost that this is one football game. All right, I know it's the biggest game on the planet, but if you're a gambler, and you're a $50 player, do not bet $500 on either one of these teams. This is not. There's no sure thing. In fact, it's the opposite. These are very evenly matched teams. Most likely, the winner will come down to turnovers. So, similar. Think Detroit. Think Baltimore. They're at home right now because they turned the ball over in the playoffs and lost. And so that's what happens when you make mistakes. If turnovers are even, these two teams are even. And it's really going to be about whether Philadelphia can get a lead or not. So if they can get a couple of score lead based on anything, either being able to run Barkley effectively or hitting A.J. Brown because he's going to be man coverage. I think we talked a little bit about that last week, but Kansas City, I expect, will spend most of the game in man coverage. And if they're able to execute off of that, they get a lead, they're fine. If they go to the fourth quarter and Kansas City's within a score or up, that's a problem. Because Kansas City has that secret sauce on how to close out games. In fact, and another thing to kind of think about during the game, Kansas City, when they're leading after the first quarter, are 29-0 straight up. The last 29 games. So if for some reason Kansas City gets out to a fast start, it's going to be tough for Philly to come back if you look at what's been happening recently. In fact, you go back to 2018, if Kansas City has a first quarter lead, they're 64-7, 90% win rate when they are up after one quarter. So watch that first quarter, see how it unfolds. So just a couple things to look at. And then, again, those prop bets, you can take one fact. Did we talk last week about man coverage in Kansas City or no? Do you remember?
We did. Two that you either handed out or encouraged had to do with A.J. Brown's receptions and Travis Kelce last Friday.
Perfect. So off that A.J. Brown, look for Dallas Goedert to go under his receptions. His receptions are 5.5, somewhere in there. He only goes over 5 23% of the time this year. He doesn't normally have a lot of catches, and there's only so many balls to go around. I mean, so Barkley's going to get his touches for sure. And if they're in man most of the time, A.J. Brown is going to get a bunch of action as he is the number one receiver in the league versus man coverage. Another kind of combo bet that I don't think we did talk about last week, but Kareem Hunt and his carries and Isaiah Pacheco and his carries. So last week, or in the championship game, Kareem Hunt had 17 carries, primarily because Isaiah Pacheco fumbled exchange from Patrick Mahomes early in the game. Kareem Hunt also had 35 yards in his first 4 carries, so he got off to a great start. And Andy Reid hit the hot hand for the rest of the game, giving Kareem Hunt a bunch of carries and a bunch of yards. Look for that to reset. Isaiah Pacheco's a starter for a reason. So he's going to get more carries. And because, again, there's only so many touches to go around, Kareem Hunt's touches are going to come down. So I like over on Pacheco's carries at 5 and under on Kareem Hunt's carries at 11.5. So just one or two pieces of information. This week, you can drill down and make 3 or 4, 5 units of profit based on that. We have 17 prop bets going for the game. Basketball's 4-1 the last 3 weeks on a Saturday. Every Saturday, 4-1, 4-1, 4-1. They were 2-0 yesterday. Everybody's building extra profit with those hoops. So yeah, a great time to get in at least for the weekend. $99 for football, or $169 football and hoops all the way through Sunday.
Is Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown the most obvious prop bet of the Super Bowl, Fat Jack?
Without a doubt, and it's one of those public favorites that also you're probably better off betting. He scored 18 times in 19 games, or 17. He scored every once a game basically this year. So he's 18 touchdowns in 17 games. So more than one a game. In the playoffs, he has 9 touchdowns in 8 games. So yeah, his over half a touchdown is a good bet. Also, his rushing attempts is a good bet. They had, the championship game, 9 different rushes, designed rushes for Jalen Hurts. So that's not counting any scramble that he might have. They, unlike what they're going to do with Patrick Mahomes, that will not have a bunch of designed runs. He only had 1.3 designed runs in each game this season. So they don't design Patrick Mahomes to run. His yards and carries all come off the scrambles and those type things. Hurts is a big part of their offense. His knee looks okay. So I like over his 9.5 rushing attempts or so, 9.5 or 10, whatever they are. And I definitely like him to get it in the end zone. Is they have so many different ways of doing that are well documented, the tush push and other plays.
Is there any value in heads or tails, Fat Jack?
50% is what there is. The value is finding a buddy and betting him and paying no juice.
Okay.
All right? You don't want to pay 2% or 3% or 10% juice to do what you can do with your buddy sitting across the table. Now, if you're asking, tails has come 30 times, heads has come 28 times. And so there's a small percentage to tails historically. Recently, it's been heads more than tails, but if you're looking for just straight 50-50 numbers, tails has a two-year lead. The better odds, and you can't get this in Tennessee, I don't think, but if you happen to have an account where you can play the color of Gatorade to be dumped on the coach's head. By the way, we mentioned this again last year. The first kickoff I do not believe it will be a touchback. So 200 plus 200 there, I would bet that. But the Gatorade, color of Gatorade, if Kansas City wins, you know what color the Gatorade is going to be? I'm pretty sure about this.
I've seen purple trending. Is that right?
Not only trending, purple, and the reason it's trending, you can get 2.5 to 1. And the reason it's trending is because the last 2 Super Bowls that Kansas City won, guess what color the Gatorade was? Purple. So you don't mess with purple. You don't mess with Gatorade color this time of year. If you're superstitious about anything, the one thing you don't screw up is your taping and what you're doing in pregame, and you definitely don't screw up the Gatorade. So purple Gatorade, if you can get that bet down, you can't in Tennessee, you can't in Vegas, those type places. So, but if you happen to be going to Toronto for the weekend, sprinkle a little bit on the purple. And if you want to hedge that, bet Philly to win the game. Now you've got Philly to win, and if Kansas City wins, you probably got the Gatorade color right.
Oh, that's interesting. We've got some streaming, I'm sure, in Toronto or the nearby area. What else should people know, either about the game, the weekend coming up, or what you have with your service there at FatJackSports.com?
Yeah, the most important thing, if you want to be a winning sports gambler, you sign up now for the season, for the entire year. You get the lowest rate of the entire year by far. You save hundreds of dollars. You can pay out the service fee up to 8 months, so you don't have to pay it all at once. And more importantly, after Sunday, we give the baseball season that made 55 games of profit for free last year. We give that for free when you sign up for the season right now. If you wait until Monday and sign up for the season, you are not getting the baseball season for free. It'll cost you $1,600 for baseball for this year. So if you want baseball for free, it's a $1,600 value. Go to FatJackSports.com now, get the lowest rate, pay out the service fee if you need to over the next 8 months, lock in winning plays all year long. Even if you don't want to play this summer and don't want to play all the basketball, all those plays are essentially free if you're going to sign up for football in the fall. You save money by doing it now, and you get in the system to make sure you're going to get all the plays, and you pay out that service fee. Soccer has won 7 out of every 8 weeks this year. I hate talking about soccer, but it's been stupid good. 7 out of 8 weeks, including again last week, 90 games of profit the last year. They've made 45 since December 1st. I mean, I don't know what these guys are doing, but I'm telling you, they are great at soccer. So go get signed up for those packages now. They save you a bunch of money versus waiting until Monday.
FatJackSports.com is the website. Fat Jack, good luck. Enjoy the upcoming weekend, and we appreciate the time as always.
All right, guys. Enjoy the big game, and I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Fat Jack. FatJackSports.com, his website. He joins us on the Stanley Fencing and Gates Hotline. Purple.
The Fat Jack just said the Chiefs are going to win.
I'm on the Chiefs, right?
You are? I don't think that's what he was implying, but hey, he did say that purple is the color, and that's what the Chiefs have enjoyed the last 2 years.
That's true. Who knows? Maybe the Eagles have purple too.
I mean, purple Gatorade is pretty good.
Purple or blue is probably how I would go. Although orange Gatorade also solid.
You can't go wrong with orange anything, Josh.
I think Zakai sold out some Gatorade this week with his 4 threes the other night. Flying off those, or out of those, Weigel's coolers, thanks to his big performance on Wednesday.
Well, if you missed it Wednesday, maybe Sunday, we'll be able to take advantage of the NIL special. Because I think Zakai's going to hit 3 threes on Oklahoma on Saturday.
Boomer Sooner? Boomer Sooner? Booming threes?
What does that mean?
It doesn't really mean anything.
Still ain't
doesn't really apply to what you were saying.
I haven't figured out what it actually means.
Tennessee at Oklahoma. Early tip tomorrow, 12 o'clock Eastern time, 11 local. We don't think Josh Heupel's going.
Perfect time. Start the college basketball day off right.
What if Heupel showed up and he had a sign with the score from this year's game? Was it 25-15? Is that the final score in Norman?
Tennessee fans would love him even more.
Wouldn't that just be amazing?
Yeah, they would love him.
He comes walking out. Is that Tennessee football coach Josh Heupel, former Oklahoma quarterback? Does he have a sign?
I was wondering if he's going to be at the game.
Maybe he will.
I doubt it for the away game. But we have seen some pettiness in the first 4 years for sure. You never know. But I doubt it. If it was a home game, for sure.
Home game, he'd be there. He was, yeah.
He was at the last game, right?
Yeah.
Tennessee's going to handle Oklahoma. Zakai's going to hook us up with some more Gatorade.
You heard it from Jason Swain. We will come back. We have attaboys, plural, to hand out in our next segment. We do that every day thanks to Native Design. We'll do that when we come back with 30 minutes to go. Also inviting you to join us. Call or text at 865-656-9900 on Josh and Swain.
The 99.1 The Sports Animal podcast channel is presented by Vols Snacks. Check them out today at volssnacks.com.
Johnson, I've been hearing about this internet thing. Anything to it?
Yeah, boss. We had Cumulus Digital design and run our website.
Will an internet help our sales?
Already has. Plus, Cumulus Digital helps us rank high on search engines.
Whoa, one thing at a time, Johnson.
CumulusDigital.com.
Do you know what the scariest sound to hear on a factory floor is? Silence. That means something somewhere broke. Production has stopped, and now you're paying your workers to wait while the team troubleshoots and tries to fix the problem. Finally, there's a proactive way to reduce equipment downtime, thanks to MaintainX. MaintainX is the asset management system that brings your maintenance downtime to zero. MaintainX lets you build preventative maintenance schedules, manage work orders in real time, and access the data you need to make better decisions. Downtime equals death in the production world, so make unplanned downtime a thing of the past. Try MaintainX for free. Control the daily operations of your business and transform your maintenance program by going to maintainx.com. That's maintain in the letter X.com.
Honey, we need a new roof.
Go to moshingles.com and get a quote in 60 seconds.
Are they any good?
Yeah, they're a top-rated roofing company in East Tennessee and A+ rated with the BBB.
Free instant quotes at moshingles.com.
Hey folks, it's Jake from Rusty Wallace Kia of Knoxville on Callahan Drive. When you're looking to make your next car purchase, think about these things. Rusty Wallace Kia's fantastic selection. We've got more cars on the ground than we've had in years. Think about the incredible warranty with our exclusive 200,000-mile warranty. And think about the excellent service before, during, and after the sale. You'll get it all when you choose Rusty Wallace Kia of Knoxville, I-75 at Callahan Drive.
Unlock the life and longevity you deserve with Marble City Family Chiropractic. If you're experiencing chronic or acute pain, Marble City Family Chiropractic can help. They now offer MLS cold laser treatments, which promote cellular growth, regeneration, and healing. It's ideal for patients with arthritis, neck and back injuries, herniated discs, knee conditions, bursitis, carpal tunnel, and plantar fasciitis. The effects are long-lasting, and the treatment is painless. To schedule your appointment, call 766-2081 or visit MarbleCityChiropractic.com.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting rules for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Consult a doctor prior to use.
Wow, you look amazing. What have you been doing?
I'm sure you've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications, right? Well, I found this great company called Zelfie. If you qualify, their providers can prescribe medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1 medications that are 80 to 90% less expensive, all 100% online.
I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No doctor's office or pharmacy?
Yes, Zelfie can provide semaglutide or tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, but for 80 to 90% less and shipped directly to your door.
How do I get started with Zelfie?
Just send them a text.
Text CORE to 200-300 to get started today with Zelfie. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic, but for 80 to 90% less and 100% online. Don't wait. Text CORE to 200-300 right now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text CORE to 200-300. That's CORE to 200-300. CORE to 200-300.
Life can be hard.
But your shower shouldn't be. Step inside the AquaClear soft water shower and wash away the worries with a sauna-like experience.
AquaClear, I love you.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
After a very long night at the First Alert Weather Center, including 2 radar-confirmed tornadoes, it's a quieter day behind the front at 60. Beautiful sunshine, only a few sprinkles in the southwestern corner of the map. Windy on your Saturday, but most of the rain is to the north at 71. Some late-night showers then. From the WVLT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Ben Cathy.
At Ingles, we know the ever-present struggle of, what am I going to make for dinner this week? That's why we started the Ingles Table. It's all waiting for you at ingles-markets.com. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Back on Josh and Swain, thank you for being with us. VFL and former Tennessee wide receiver Jason Swain is here. I'm Josh Ward. 865-656-9900 to be a part of today's show. We have a big weekend coming up. Tennessee at Oklahoma tomorrow. The Lady Vols at LSU. The Super Bowl on Sunday. Swain and I are on split sides. He's picked the Eagles. I've picked the Chiefs. Fat Jack mentioned last segment. These are 2 evenly matched teams going in, which should make it, I think, exciting. I've sensed a lack of anticipation for the Super Bowl. I'm sure the viewership will be huge. Maybe the numbers will be down. I don't know. But I think it's going to be a great game on Sunday. I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, just the X's and O's of it, it's going to be a good game. I mean, the strengths on offense, strengths on defense. You got star power on both sides. I mean, I know people have Chiefs fatigue, and people don't like Mahomes for whatever reason. But, man, it's going to be a good game for sure.
So the Super Bowl coming up on Sunday, an NFL storyline heading into the weekend will be the theme of our Attaboy. It's now time to hand out today's Attaboy.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Homes, remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy.
Hardscape specialists. Swain, how about some attaboys to the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2025, as it was announced last night. Congratulations and attaboys to cornerback Eric Allen, Jared Allen, who's a great defensive end in the NFL, Antonio Gates, one of the all-time great tight ends, and then the coolest story, I think, out of the Hall of Fame announcement, Sterling Sharp, former wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers, as his brother, Shannon Sharp, is in the Hall of Fame. They become the first pair of brothers inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I saw the video of Shannon informing Sterling, and Shannon talking about this was the proudest moment for him, and Sterling said he felt the same way when Shannon went in. That's remarkable. 2 brothers going into the Hall of Fame. So to the entire class, it's not a big class this year. The 4 members announced yesterday, and the story of the Sharp brothers, attaboy, is very much deserved.
Yeah, when Shannon Sharp gave his speech years ago, he talked about how he wasn't even the best football player in his family. And, you know, Shannon has repeatedly pointed to the fact that Sterling's been up for Hall of Fame considerations for a very, very long time and deserved to be in. I think a lot of people agree with that and glad that he is finally getting in. So there are a lot of really, really good players that are deserving, they're still waiting, that will get in, but glad that Sterling Sharp was able to get in. And those brothers made history.
Yep. Sterling had a congenital neck condition which cut his career short, but only Jerry Rice caught more passes and had more touchdown receptions in the 7-season span that Sharp played. He didn't miss a regular season game. He played 112 in all while he was playing before his career was cut short. He was a 5-time Pro Bowl selection, 3-time All-Pro selection, and would have had more honors if his body had not kept him from being able to play longer. So I think he's a deserving choice. I'm happy to see it. Excuse me for throwing a Tennessee connection in there, but it's part of the reason that I think Eric Berry deserves a lot of consideration, because when he was on the field, he was among the best. His career was short to no fault of his own because he dealt with cancer during his career, an ACL, and then what was kind of what cut his career short at the end, the Achilles tear, which was so difficult to come back from. So throwing that in there as a reason that I would make a case for Eric. But when Sterling Sharp was on the field, nobody doubted that he was among the very best.
Yeah, played 8 seasons in the NFL, and the last 2 played really 3 games in the last 2 seasons. But when you look at his games played, he's played a lot of games that you can say is equal or close to what the amount Sterling Sharp played during his career.
Yep, for sure. So to Sterling Sharp, Antonio Gates, Jared Allen, and Eric Allen, congratulations and attaboys. And we hand out those attaboys thanks to Native Design, which for 20 years has transformed outdoor spaces into breathtaking retreats where families gather, friends connect, and memories are made. Native Design is a great local company that turns ordinary yards into exceptional escapes. This week has given us a hint of springtime coming around the corner, and then summertime, of course. Get in touch with Native Design. You can call 865-310-3256 or visit the website nativetn.com for Native Design, your local custom pool and hardscape specialists. We will come back for a final segment of Josh and Swain. We'll have the Power Poll, what to watch this upcoming weekend, final thoughts from today's show ahead of the upcoming weekend. That's next right here on Josh and Swain.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stopped, opt out. Consult a doctor prior to use.
You look amazing. What have you been doing?
You've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications, right? Well, I found this great company called Zelfie. If you qualify, their providers can prescribe medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1 medications that are 80 to 90% less expensive, all 100% online.
I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No doctor's office or pharmacy?
Yes, Zelfie can help provide you with semaglutide or tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, but for 80 to 90% less.
How do I get started with Zelfie?
Just send them a text.
Text COMMON to 200-300 to get started today with Zelfie to see if you're eligible. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic, but for 80 to 90% less and 100% online. Don't wait. Text COMMON to 200-300 right now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text COMMON to 200-300. COMMON to 200-300.
Rick Terry here with Rick Terry Jewelry Designs. If you're new to the area or you've never been in our store, let me tell you about our once-a-year clearance sale. It's a great sale. And why? Because it's for real. Not a market up to market down. It's 40 to 50% off our oldest items, 20 to 30% off our newest, hottest items. And it only happens once a year. Sale starts February the 5th through Valentine's Day. I promise you won't be disappointed. Rick Terry Jewelry Designs. We want to be your jeweler.
Hey, Ball Nation. Kirby Connell here. For 5 years, my coaches, teammates, and our incredible fans have helped shape my love for baseball in this city. Even through wins and losses, for 5 years, Sevier Heights has helped shape the way I view church. So whether you bleed orange or you're new to Knoxville, if you're looking for a church that loves this city as much as I do, check out Sevier Heights on Alcoa Highway at 9:15 or 11 o'clock on Sunday mornings. And if you're a college student, swing by the walk Sunday nights at 8. Find out more at sevierheights.org. Go Vols.
Oh, can you smell it? Those Moonshine Mountain cookies baking fresh for that amazing taste unlike any other cookie that you've ever tried. Creamy chocolate chip, sea salted caramel toffee, white chocolate strawberry, and many, many more. Moonshine Mountain cookies, a unique blend of flour, rolled oats, and real butter, but never any added preservatives. Moonshine Mountain cookies make a great Valentine's gift or just a special treat for yourself. And they'll ship them to any special person anywhere in the country. Moonshine Mountain, locally owned, 3 stores here in Knoxville to serve you. West Hills, Farragut, and Fountain City. Moonshine Mountain Cookies also offers delicious cookie cakes. And they make their own incredibly creamy hand-scooped ice cream. Order your cookies for Valentine's today. MoonshineMountainCookies.com to ship. Or just drop by one of the 3 stores. It's more than cookies. It's dessert.
Hello, friends. This is Kevin Frazier, and it's Wham Dougal time at Frazier's Carpet One.
Frazier's, I like your style.
It's February, and everyone's fancy turns to floor covering. And just in time, Frazier's Wham Dougal sale is there to meet the need. Carpet, hardwood, luxury vinyl tile and plank, ceramic, and more. Frazier's is packed to the rafters with it all. So, it's time for our once-a-year Wham Dougal sale. Slap a jap a ding dong. If it's in stock, it's on sale. So, if you're even thinking about new floor covering, now is the time to call Frazier's at 546-4850. And we'll come to you with free in-home estimates and in-home shopping.
Frasier's, I like your style.
It's a Wham Dougal of a sale for the floor from the store you trust more, Frazier's Carpet One.
Everything is more expensive than ever before. Well, except for the sports animal. Always free on the air and on the stream. Always. 99.1 The Sports Animal.
From the Budweiser studios of The Sports Animal, we are 99.1 The Sports Animal.
Back on Josh and Swain, final segment of today's show. We've had a ton of fun talking about Tennessee's win 80-76 over UConn last night. I know a win that meant a ton to a ton of Tennessee fans. Huge win last night with a big game coming up this weekend against LSU. The men's team gets ready for Oklahoma. Thanks to our guests who joined us today at the start of the 1 o'clock hour, our second hour of the show. We talked to Alexis Hornbuckle, former Lady Vol basketball player who was in attendance last night, spoke to the team. She was great, talking about what this team has done, what it means for the program, what they can accomplish in the future, and what Kim Caldwell has done. And then in the middle of our second hour, at 1:30, we talked to Richard Hendricks, who was great talking SEC men's basketball. So if you want to go back and check out those conversations, plus Fat Jack earlier this hour talking about the Super Bowl, search Josh and Swain anywhere you get your podcast. You can always listen to us on demand, thanks to Beatty Chevrolet. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Eli producing, we appreciate you stepping in and being a part of today's show. Appreciate this text as well. We got a text in our text box. Always hit us up there, 865-656-9900. Sharing a note that we really appreciate. Won't go into all the details there, but wanted to give a shout-out to Zeb and his daughter, Jada, and appreciate the support of the show. The text sent some love your way as well, Swain, which was really cool to see, but want to give them a shout-out.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Shout out to Zeb and Jada, and thanks so much for listening, supporting the show, sending in the note. We really appreciate that. Our show gives people an opportunity to kind of escape for everything they got going on. Sports does that, and just glad to be able to allow people to do that for 3 hours, whether it's work or you're doing stuff around the house or you're driving. I'm glad that you can join us and we can kind of help you escape a little bit.
Yep. If you want to yell at us to yourself over our takes, we're here for you for that.
I'm all for it. Let's do it, man.
Ty in Knoxville texted in. Appreciate this, Ty. Said, how do you know when your clock is still hungry?
Why? How?
It goes back 4 seconds. Goes back for seconds.
I got you.
Still hungry.
Okay. It took a little time for it to marinate and get it, but okay.
Got to chew on that one.
Okay, I got you. Okay. Wow.
What to watch this weekend in a moment. We don't know for sure when to watch Dalton Connect. I have not seen an update. I was following Rod Boone of The Observer, who covers the Hornets, and latest update about an hour ago was he did not know yet if Dalton Connect and the other players they traded for will play tonight. What we do know is that Dalton is going to wear number 4, so Connect 4 continues, and either tonight or this weekend we will see Dalton Connect with the Hornets. But they're still going through the process of new players coming in. They play the Spurs tonight. The Hornets are on a tough streak here. LaMelo Ball's been dealing with an injury, so he is still working his way back. I think Brandon Miller is as well. But tonight at 7, the Hornets play the Spurs. Sunday afternoon, the Hornets will play in Detroit. So if he doesn't play tonight, I would think he's good to go on Sunday afternoon in Detroit against the Pistons.
Might get a little VFL and VFL action. Tobias Harris.
That's right.
Yeah.
Also, an update from yesterday. So during yesterday's show, Josh Richardson appeared headed to Detroit. Then it turned out he was actually going to go to Utah because players get moved around in these multi-team deals. It's a lot to keep up with. I don't think Dennis Schroeder's been traded again today. He got traded like 4 times in 48 hours. Anyway, Josh Richardson is going to hit waivers, it appears. So he'll be a veteran player that would be available on the buyout market, assuming he's not picked up on waivers. Something to pay attention to there with another former Tennessee player. Would love to see Richardson land with a contending team that might want to add him as a potential rotation piece.
Yeah, that would be good, man. We always want to see VFLs have a chance to win a championship. So I don't think he's going to be joining the Hornets to make it a trifecta of VFLs, but I think he's earned the right. He's putting up time and energy and effort into the league to be in this position where he can pick and choose where he wants to go, and hopefully he gets a place where they're in a position to win a championship. And he's done it the right way. He has. For you to get drafted by the Heat and be attracted to Heat culture, that means you handle your business the right way. So hopefully he gets that opportunity.
Yeah, he went from a guy that middle of his junior year, he's not thinking the NBA. Then he dunks on Iowa, and his career takes off. His senior year, he was a terrific player. And even still, I remember when Richardson went into the draft, his NBA.com profile did not have a photo. He was a 4-year college basketball player, and they didn't have a profile photo of Josh Richardson. He goes in the middle of the second round and fits in so well to, you're right, Heat culture, which says something about him. And he has a 10-year plus, I hope, career. Hope he plays a few more years.
Yeah, him not having a picture is not a really indictment on him.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So, somebody didn't do their job.
Yeah, they didn't think he was
I guess they didn't think
on that level. They found out. He showed them. Tough crowd, Ty followed up with in the text box. Ty, it's not you. It's us. Hey, it's on me. It's on the delivery.
It ain't the crowd. It's the joke.
All right.
Sorry, Ty.
Swain wants to set the record straight. And so it has been. We close out the show with a list of sporting events to watch this weekend. There is a big one on Sunday, Swain, but big weekend coming up. What might be on your to-watch list this weekend?
Number 5, man, St. John's and UConn. A top 20, top 15 matchup. We will see some technical fouls.
There'll be some sideline fireworks in this one.
We'll see some.
With
sure.
Rick Pitino and Coach Hurley over there.
That's right. Number 4, I'm going with Missouri, Texas A&M. That's going to be a top 15 matchup in college basketball, men's. And then number 3, I'm going Lady Vols, LSU. Lady Vols coming off the victory at home versus UConn, going on the road, playing number 6 LSU on Sunday. Number 2, Auburn against the Gators.
That's a big one.
That's a 1 versus 6 matchup.
Could that be Auburn's first conference loss?
It could be. It could be. Florida, I mean, they've been slipping a little bit, and this would be a good opportunity for them to kind of get back into maybe the conversation of 1 seed like they were a couple weeks ago. And then number 1, come on, man, we know what number 1 is.
This
it's
is
Super
a demonstration
Bowl.
of
That includes
Wirecast.
the commercials, the halftime show, all of it.
Oh, one collective group.
One collective group, as it should be.
Okay. My what to watch this weekend. Number 5, I'm interested in Bama at Arkansas. Arkansas's got a little something going here. If they get a win here, it could be a ticket puncher, as they're the first team out right now, according to Joe Lenardi. Number 4, I have Lady Vols at LSU. That can be your lead-in. It's 4 o'clock tip on Sunday. That can be a nice little lead-in to the Super Bowl. I have St. John's, UConn, number 3. I love that game matters with the history that exists with St. John's basketball, and we know what UConn has done. I did split them up a little bit. Number 2 is not like the others. I have Kendrick separated in number 2, the halftime show.
Okay.
The whole crowd singing to Not Like Us at the Grammys.
Might see it at Super Bowl.
Might. Yeah.
This is a
I think you can
demonstration
find a
of
prop
Wirecast.
somewhere on an over-under of how many diss tracks will be performed. Take the over?
Definitely will be more than one.
I bet
or
there will
push.
be.
It'll definitely be more than 0. Let's say that.
The football is number one. The Super Bowl this weekend. I don't know if the numbers will be up, down from last year. Don't really care about that. I hope we get a great game, and it's going to be a big deal. The Chiefs have a chance to go for a three-peat. Pat Riley has a chance to make even more money as he worked out a deal.
Over 7 figures.
With the trademark. So good for Pat Riley. He's a big Chiefs fan
demonstration
this
of
weekend.
Wirecast.
You bet he is.
That's the Power Poll, what to watch this upcoming weekend. As we close things out, we've had this asked a couple times. Is Grant still with the Hornets? Yes, Grant Williams is still with the Hornets. Out for the season, though, because he suffered a torn ACL several weeks ago. So I saw updates recently of him. He's back mobile and moving around well. So he'll be back next season. Yes, Grant Williams is with the Charlotte Hornets, but out for the season.
Take care of Dalton, Grant. Take care of him.
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Yeah, when Dalton heats up and he's hitting big shots and he's going for 30, 35, 40 plus, and teams try to foul him, Grant can be the enforcer to set teams straight when they try to mess with with Dalton.
Well, he's definitely embraced that role.
Yeah, he have no problem.
Yeah, for sure. So get on out there to see Dalton Connect if you are in the North Carolina area as a Tennessee fan.
We'll close out with this. 10 seconds to go. Swain, what does a baby computer call his father?
I don't know. What you got?
This is a demonstration of Wirecast.
Data.
Oh, my gosh. All right, well, that's better than the other one.
Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday at noon here on Josh and Swain.
Join 99.1 The Sports Animal this Sunday morning at 10 a.m. for the NFL Report.